Hello, and welcome to episode 22 of From Dust. It has been an entire month since we last played, which is far too long, but we're here now. We're all excited. I'm excited, at least. And before we hop into the game and try and remember, 1, how to play Dungeon World, 2, how to play our characters, and 3, what the fuck was even happening? Before we do any of that, I want to go around and do some check-in. Starting with Summer. Hi. How have you been?
I'm great.
Cool. Good talk.
Doing so good. I don't know what else to say. My life is so boring.
Pick anything about the last month.
It's been, I'm pretty sure, 6 weeks since we played.
It was October 4th.
So, yeah.
Or
1,
5th, maybe?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I was correct when I said that.
Wow.
Yeah. So much. I mean, Halloween has happened since then.
Oh, shit.
You can believe that. I'll just cover this past week. I didn't have any games because my family came in from Tennessee, from East Tennessee. So they flew all the way across the country. They left this morning. I had to get up at 5:45 to say goodbye because they had to leave by 6, which they really didn't need to leave by 6. But like my parents are both ancient and really anal about things like that. So they were like, we have to leave by 6 o'clock. And so I got to see my sister and my dad for the first time since May. And my mom I saw her in August. So it hasn't been as long for her. But my mom's trying to come like every 3 months to see me. But it ended a lot with my mom crying a lot about me living on the other side of the country. And I was like, I like living here. And she's like, I know. And I was like, you're not going to move. And she's like, I know. And I'm like,
well,
sorry, Mom.
Cry.
F.
I know. And I didn't I'm so mad. I was going to record all of my dad's ghost stories that he has while he was here, but I didn't do it.
Summer.
I know. I was like, we're going to do this tomorrow. On Thursday, I was like, we're going to do this tomorrow. And then they got up and they went to the aquarium for the whole day. So, like...
All of that time when you weren't watching Alien, then, that you could have...
They were... Okay, so we had Thanksgiving early, which Thanksgiving in my family is like a shit show, hands down, every single year. But this year was something extra. So we did Thanksgiving on Thursday, obviously. And both my parents got heckin' wine drunk. And my mom took a meatloaf out of the oven basically raw and was like, it's done. And I was like cutting into it like, this is not done, Shauna. And she was like, no, this is definitely done. I know what I'm doing. I've done it before. And we're 90% sure she forgot some of the ingredients in cooking it because it didn't taste 100% right, even when it was done cooking, which I had to finish cooking it. And she asked me the next day, like, did the meatloaf taste okay? I was like, yeah, tasted great. So that was super fun. And then we watched Sleepless in Seattle yesterday, which my sister had never seen. So that was really exciting. Because it's like, it's not the best Meg Ryan movie, but it's up there.
I haven't seen enough Meg Ryan movies to really weigh in on that.
Well, have you seen Sleepless in Seattle? Have you seen You've Got Mail?
Is Sleepless in Seattle the one where Tom Hanks gets stuck in an airport? Or is that... No, that's Lost in Translation, I think. No, I don't think so.
It does have Tom Hanks in it, but it's not... He doesn't get stuck in an airport. And then there's the same duo in You've Got Mail.
I did not see You've Got Mail.
About the bookstore owner and the... Or the big bookstore owner and this is like a star-crossed episode. Is a big bookstore owner and a small bookstore owner that's getting bought out. Holy shit, that's so star-crossed.
Was she in Presidio? The Presidio, yeah. Yeah. She was in there, right?
And then peak Meg Ryan, which is When Harry Met Sally. Yes. That's peak.
Yeah, have you seen the Presidio?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so the Presidio is about the Presidio, which is the area of San Francisco that I live in. but it came out in 1980, which was while it was still a military base, and so it is about the Presidio as a military base, not as the weird national park thing that it is now.
Yeah.
But it stars Mark Harmon opposite Meg Ryan, which feels inappropriate to me. It came out in 1980, and Mark Harmon wasn't getting on in years at that point, but he's significantly older.
I need to watch the trailer for this. Not right now, but I'm gonna pull it up for later.
Yeah, you do that. It's interesting.
Okay, he looks great though.
I mean, yeah, because it's Mark Harmon. Harmon always looks great.
I think that this is fine.
And her dad is Sean Connery. So
I'm really into that, actually.
It's such a good time. We should watch it together sometime.
Okay.
It is... I think he's a military police officer, an MP, trying to investigate a murder or something in the Presidio, and there's a car chase that's very exciting. But the weird thing for me watching it is it's all military base and stuff, which obviously happened before. That stopped being a thing before I was born, and thus a long time before I moved here. But every single shot of that movie, I'm oh, I know where that is, because it's either in the Presidio or in San Francisco City somewhere, and every time I'm oh yeah, that place, oh yeah, over there. It's fucking trippy.
The reason we watched Sleepless in Seattle was because they were eating next door to a restaurant where they filmed, and so the waiter was oh, have you been next door yet, and was asking them about if they'd seen the movie, and my sister was I'd never seen that. My mom had a fit, so we watched it when they got home.
Nice.
And it was great. Good time. Great movie.
And now every city is Vancouver. So how the times change. Using this as a perfect segue up to our Canadian friend, Kiana.
Perfect.
How's Canada?
Very cold.
I'm sorry.
It's already winter here, and I'm not a fan of it.
Oh.
There's several centimeters of snow outside. Currently, it's -7.
Send it here.
-14.
I'll take it.
What's -7 Celsius in Fahrenheit? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. 15?
Jeez.
Yeah, it's 19.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. So it's not great. But gotta live with it, I guess. Other than that, been busy.
Yeah.
Although that's just me in general.
I mean, you started
Big Bad
a
Con
game
happened
jam.
too.
Big Bad Con happened.
Yeah, Big Bad Con happened. So Dylan and I were in person together, and streaming together there, which was a lot of fun. We're hosting a game jam now that's called Ad Astra Jam, which is about fields and space, which has a ridiculous number of people in it.
Yeah.
Already, and a ridiculous number of submissions.
It's a little daunting.
It's kind of wild. But apparently people like being sad in space.
Who'd have thought?
I've just been working on 2 contract projects for freelancing, because I did this to myself. I had so much time to work on them, and here I am.
Right up next to the deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's cool. Yeah. I mean, just that. God, how is it the middle of November already?
I mean, you had some game finales too, didn't you?
Yeah. It's weird. I'm down to 1 game a week, essentially.
Okay then.
Yeah, because Starwood Bound is on a hiatus right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Bad Moon Rising, which was the Urban Shadows game I was in, finished, and so did my Dragonlance campaign, made Black Roses Bloom, also finished. So, I don't know what to do with myself.
And now you're here.
When I don't have to stream.
Summer just very excitedly got up. Hopefully her house is not on fire.
I think it's that, or I think it's baby.
Probably
make a
baby.
guess.
It's usually baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome here. You're still stuck with us for a while.
Ever.
Forever, potentially.
I'm not gonna complain about that.
Well, that's good. Adam, I've had excuses to see Summer and Kena in the intervening time, but you and I have not spoken in, apparently, according to Summer, 6 weeks. How have you been? What has been going on?
Quite a bit, actually. So, my wife and I shared a little bit about this on Twitter, but my wife and I just finished our LARP up. Fantastic group of people and stuff, but we're going to be moving, so time to kind of say our goodbyes and everything. And so I worked with the crew there, as well as my wife, to give our characters like a really good like ending. And I was open to whatever that would be. I told them to surprise me. I said, you could kill me off, you could. My character's a wizard, so like it's also not completely like out of the question that he gets whisked away somewhere. The Fae are a big thing in the game. Magic's a big thing. I was like, whatever you guys want to do with me is really cool. And so, really heavy event. Like, it's also, in the context of the game, it's an event called Hallowtide, which is an analogy for Halloween. And,
Nice.
you know, the veils between the living and the dead are a bit closer. So a lot of undead, a lot of spirits and stuff like that. And so, I can talk a little bit about it because I do have friends that watch the stream, so I don't want to spoil too much. But my wizard was killed by this like terrifying entity that came out of nowhere. And upon going to the gods, that's what happens when you die in this game. You go to a neat little booth where the gods are, and they more or less decide if you get to come back or not. And I told them about like what killed me, and they were like, "Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's bad for everybody. You can't go back. You're too much of a risk for sending you back." So I got to kind of do a cool thing where they sent my body back, meaning I got to go lay on a floor for 15 minutes.
Nice.
And they provided me with a hint to give my living friends so that they could start preparing themselves for this horrible thing that's coming. It was also cool, too, because I've never died in a tabletop RPG.
Okay, I was going to say, I've never died either, but...
Never happened to it, but it was actually really cool to experience my character's death in this sense. Especially because I get to be, like, present for it. So, like, it's kind of nice and validating, actually. Everyone's around you saying nice things to you. And, like, there was just amazing roleplay from, like, everyone overall. Like, real tears were had. My wife... her character also died very shortly after, so it was just a double whammy. Different circumstances with me, but they ended up, I actually made a backup character, a completely different person, and I ended up standing at my own service. And so I'm just chilling out like, yeah, everyone's just complimenting me, this is nice. I should do this more often. And that was
just die more often.
But it was a really cool way to like wrap it up and everything. Like my character got to do a lot for the town and was very like well loved. So like it felt really like sweet overall. And then besides that, I'm prepping to start Curse of Strahd next week.
Ooh. Oh shit. That hasn't happened in a very long time.
Super cool. I'm actually adopting a lot of, I always want to call the game From Dusk because it's the one way I know it, but we're adopting a lot of stuff from Dungeon World, like the bonds. We're going to do stars and wishes and stuff at the end. And the group has been super stoked about it, of just like... make that a mechanic.
Hold on, I'm having internet issues.
Yeah, you froze for a second there.
Oh
It
dear.
looks like stream might be back up.
Oh.
Maybe.
Are we alive?
Yeah, I froze for like 30 seconds.
Oh dang.
Okay, I think
now
we're
I
back.
just look stupid.
No, you look absolutely
I
fine
don't know if
because
anyone
they
else
didn't
did.
see anything. So I think the last I heard before it cut up was you're setting it for Curse of Strahd.
Yes. Am I alive now?
Yes.
Yes, we're back.
Yeah, we're
So
back.
yeah, quick version, so I don't bore the world with the second version. But we're integrating a lot of stuff from Dungeon World into that, the bonds, the stars, the wishes, and everything.
Yes.
And I'm really stoked for that because I do have some shyer, more anxious members of my group that aren't super confident with the role-playing aspect of it. And really making it a mechanic in the way that D&D doesn't quite offer seems to be really helping. And like our session 0 was great, and people were coming up with really amazing relationships and stuff.
Nice.
So really stoked to see how this goes. A little stressed out because it's super open-ended, so I'm kind of like, I don't know what to prepare.
Yeah.
Waterdeep is very straightforward.
Yeah. No, I like Curse of Strahd is my favorite D&D module by far. I think it's the most well set up one. And yeah, there's no real way to railroad them because it's a sandbox, but there are definitely areas which are better for different levels.
Yeah, and I want to give them their freedom, but at the same time, if I can find
It's
a
one
good
of those.
hint.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just kind of keep going. Are you sure? Are you? Yeah. When I ran it, I had a party that at level 3 wanted to go to the windmill. And I'm like,
I know what you're talking about. With windmill. It's bad.
Windmill. You don't want to. Spoilers. There's some real bad shit in the windmill that is really meant for when you're level 7 or higher.
There's a game design concept. I'm struggling to remember where I got it from. Like I'm almost certain I picked it up from Adam Coble, but I'm not sure who he was citing when he was talking about it. But the idea of like useful freedom, which is that you can give players freedom, but it's only worth something if they can use that freedom to achieve their goals. Which is why like super bloated games end up not being fun, is because you have a bunch of like player agency that doesn't do anything that you want. But I feel like a lot of sandbox, but there are bad places to go modules end up falling into that space where like, yeah, you can go to the windmill at level 1. You shouldn't. And my GM advice would be to don't feel bad about getting real ham-fisted about it. Being like, oh, you should never go to the windmill. You'll die there. Definitely. I feel like you should be 7 times more powerful than you are now.
I think that's the best part of the game is half of the NPCs are just frightened villagers. So there's always the excuse of, don't go there, it's cursed.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I feel that. So back when I used to run D&D a lot, I ran 2nd edition primarily. I ran 2nd edition exclusively until I started playing 5th. And I ran an entire section of my campaign that was just Ravenloft modules, where they got sucked in, and instead of just being like, oh yeah, you do a module and then the mists spit you back out, it was like, no, we're fucking in here for a while. And it was so good. The 2nd edition Ravenloft modules are just, I think, and including like modern stuff, are the best modules I've ever read.
They're so good. Yeah.
And
I was saying that when I ran the one-shot series where I did a setting per month, I did Ravenloft, I just pulled everything from 2nd edition Ravenloft stuff and converted it to 5e because they're so good.
Yeah, they're amazing. And like both from like writing and prose level, like the box text is all so good in those modules. The like design of the monsters and the mysteries are so good, and just from a game design standpoint of like fleshing out just enough of the module for you to be able to play through it and not be like, well, I don't fucking know, but not hyper railroading you on a specific path. It honestly, not this game, but my other game, the Ryutama game, Travel, like a lot of my like strategy for making a session comes from looking at those modules and seeing how they guide players through a mystery or a scenario without being like, yes, and then when the player makes exactly this decision, and it's so good. They're so good. If anyone watching this has not read the second edition Ravenloft modules, even if you don't play 2e, even if you don't play D&D, you should find some copies of them. I hear on the grapevine that there are digital versions somewhere on the internet that you could read.
I should say there is a what I pulled from this entire forum that's been around since like the fucking, I don't know, early days of the internet. It looks like it too, of people who are really into Ravenloft and have like basically created this wiki and like resource site. Well, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I will find it because it's what I used to do Ravenloft. Because it just takes a lot of the old stuff and collects them in all in one place.
And I wish... So, I'm going to Stars and Wishes at Wizards of the Coast real quick. Stars, 2nd edition Ravenloft. Wishes, hire like 3 people, maybe, to just take the 2nd edition modules and update them to 5th edition and like the modern timeline for Ravenloft, because they are so good, and you will instantly have like, there are like 30 fucking modules. Just, you'll have a ton of product that you can put in front of people for like 3 years. Just do it. Okay, that's my soapbox moment. I don't think I really did anything. There was like a convention that I went to. It was whatever. Halloween happened. It was whatever. Got the first printed proof of my game. Yeah. That's whatever. It's been a big month and a half for me, despite getting very little done. But I'm 6 weeks for Dylan. Just whatever. Yeah. So I got the first printed proof of Become, which I think is the biggest news, probably, out of all of that. And a bunch of stuff is super fucked up and, like, needs major adjustments and problem solving, but that's printing for you. So, yeah, I'm doing that. And anything else big happen? I don't know, I had pizza tonight, and it was good.
What kind of pizza?
It's the oh god, what is it called? I think it's the bacon Neapolitan from Village Pizzeria here in San Francisco. It's a white sauce pizza with tomato slices, which I am not a tomato person, but like the cooked tomatoes on that, like the sliced tomatoes are real good. Green onions and bacon. Also mushrooms, but I always ask them to hold the mushrooms because I don't like mushrooms. But yeah, it's real fucking good. It's my favorite pizza. It's my go-to pizza here. But yeah, I think that's enough preamble. We went for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Are you ready?
It's been a month. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know about y'all, but I need some time to ease into this and be like, where are my buttons again? Like, where's chat? Chat, where are you? I don't know where to find you. Oh, there you are. Yeah, so do we want to do a quick recap of last episode?
Please.
Previously on From Dust. I suspect Summer remembers this episode better than I do, but we'll see.
I remember it pretty fucking well, surprisingly.
I think it was pretty short, wasn't it? Like, we had... Was Craig that episode?
No.
That was the previous episode then, was Craig.
This one was just all death.
So it was just all death. Wow. Yeah, really. So Arrow left, or Arrow was on the way back. Yeah, Arrow was on the way back from talking to Mab, after Fletch went off on her own to be in her feelings for a bit. And Arrow was confronted by one of the members of the Ash, which was the group that Vori used to belong to, asking where Vori was. Arrow was a little defensive, or aggressive, maybe, more like, and was like, he's fucking dead. And the member of the Ash was like, what do you mean he's dead? Where is he? What happened? Yada, yada, yada. And Arrow's like, fuck you, I don't owe you shit. And started a fight. After realizing...
They shot at me? They shot at me?
They shot near you.
They shot into my back.
Not
as
the
I was
first
walking
time.
away.
Not the first time. The first time they shot the cobblestones as a warning. And
that's still shooting someone in the back. When it actually happens the second shot.
Yes, the second time they shot you in the back because you didn't stop.
That wasn't starting a fight, in my opinion. That was de-escalating the situation and walking away from a confrontation. Just
okay. Well, Aaron needs to go back
I
to...
didn't whip out my non-existent weapons and say, I'm going to fight.
Aaron needs to go back to conflict resolution class for the scouts. But, yeah, Arrow got into a fight. How's that? Arrow got into a fight with them, murdered the fucking shit out of most of them, before finally getting shot and falling off of a rooftop into a pile of trash. Meanwhile, the other two sad boys, Theron and Gregor, were hanging out inside of the inn. This was all just outside the inn, too. The trash where he belongs. True. Theron and Gregor had a bit of an awkward convo before starting a party in the inn. Gregor went and talked to... Oh god, what was her name? One of the people from Rolf's Raiders.
Yeah, I do not remember her name.
We're so good at names here.
Nice person. Really nice.
Rolf's Raiders, rather. Rima, that's right, Rima Brightsong. Went and talked to Rima about getting Rolf involved in the whole Elisurdran shenanigan, and managed to convince her to do that. Theron, meanwhile, started chatting someone up at the bar, a lawyer, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what her name was.
Yep, she was a lawyer.
Yes.
Do I have her name? Time will tell. Yes, I actually do.
Oh my god.
Wait. Do I?
Was it
I
Melda
do.
Muriel? Is it Melda Muriel Ackerman? That sounds right.
Oh, just kidding. I don't actually have it. I thought I did.
I hate her.
Oh, yeah. Melda Muriel. I actually did write it down.
Nice! Yeah,
Yes.
Melda Muriel Ackerman, who Farron started flirting with, and then she got pretty flirty back. And she made plans with Farron to go back to her place, but Gregor, in the meantime, was getting super jealous over in a corner and started a bar fight under Skullbreaker's more reserved recommendation. Started a bar fight. The entire inn just turned into a mess. It was a disaster. But Farron managed to sort of cool the tensions, talk everyone down, get everyone back to normal. When Gregor went outside and was like, hey, Farron's not coming, you should leave, to Melda Muriel, she was like, cool, let him know that, like, my door's open and whatnot, and also there's a big pool of blood over there in case that was worrying to you. And Gregor was like, it is, in fact, worrying to me. And so he went out and discovered that Arrow was missing, and also missing a lot of blood. Found, I think, some corpses, and ran into Fletch. One corpse?
I think I only found one.
Okay.
I think it was just the one that had fallen off of the roof.
Right. Right.
But I remembered the arrows from...
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The blue-fletched arrows. Ran into Fletch, and the two of them went a hunting off after Arrow. tracked down the Ash, but meanwhile, Arrow had been absconded with and brought to a warehouse where he was interrogated by, I think she gave you her name? It was Silverell, right?
I wrote it down in my notes. Silverell Fontaine.
Yeah, Silverell Fontaine, who was close friends with Vori, and who y'all saw in your memories, or in Vori's memories that you got to witness. And, you know, she didn't kill Arrow, which was a pretty sweet deal, and got the information that she needed about what happened to Vori and let him go. Unfortunately, Gregor and Fletch arrived shortly after he had left, but had a bit of a conversation that Fletch almost turned into a fight. But Gregor managed to defuse things just enough. The two of them split off while Fletch went to try and continue tracking Arrow, and Gregor went back to the inn to get Farron and let them know. Gregor and Farron went out and about, searching the neighborhood, before they ran into Fletch, and Fletch had found Arrow just asleep under a tree in a park and had set herself up to watch over him. Gregor and Farron, being like, cool, everything's good, began walking back to the Raunchy Goblin, and on the way, Gregor confessed that he did not feel good about Farron having such interactions with the the various denizens of the towns and cities they were going to, but specifically Meldemiriel this time. And
Gregor didn't mind until that moment, until this one.
And Farron agreed that they would not be seeing anyone else.
What does that mean?
Friends.
Find out tonight
Friends,
on
guys. They're just guys being friends, guys. Like, just let them be friends. Just let them be really weird friends.
Two bros. Yeah. So I think where we pick up. We fast forwarded a bit to the morning when Arrow awoke and Fletch returned his weapons to him. So I think where we are now will probably be in the morning. Maybe late morning, because I imagine Arrow probably slept in.
I was ouchied.
And the two of you probably slept in pretty late as well, because you went to bed late after searching for Arrow. So I think it's probably toward like 10 a.m., maybe 10:30, when Fletch and Arrow walk back in to the common area of the Raunchy Goblin. What do you do?
How's shit? I can never remember her.
Willow?
Willow? Yeah. How's Willow doing? Because last night she got super drunk and I
She's
got
still
hit in the face with a chair.
That was great.
She
Yeah,
is.
they had a really sweet conversation.
That was awesome, yeah.
Farron just being like, "Stop worrying about me. I'm your senior. Chill."
Yeah, she is asleep.
Okay. Yeah, Farron probably did check on her after they had woken up from. I don't know how well they slept considering everything, and also Farron and Gregor share a bed.
Yep. Yeah, she was passed the fuck out and snoring, I think, when you checked in on her. So.
Yeah, probably did also like look at how, because Farron took a lot of time pulling out splinters out of her face. So just like checking in on those bandages and like probably make sure that the water at her bedside is filled before leaving her be for a bit and heading downstairs. Probably not as put together as they normally are.
Mm-hmm.
In
A
terms
little
of
ruffled.
looks. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you can, Gregor. You're probably already downstairs at this point, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you at a table or are you at the bar?
Probably at a table.
Okay, so you can see Farron coming down the stairs, and at the same time the door swings open, and Fletch probably Arrow helping you walk, because
No, I
you're
can walk.
you're still
I'm
pretty
okay.
beat up.
I mean, yeah, but
She
is
would-
he
she
gonna
would-
really accept help?
She would try. So if you don't resist, then she would be helping. But if you do resist, then she would not.
That's a really hard question, actually. I don't think he would resist,
Okay.
but I think it would be very clear to her that he actually doesn't want help. He's
Yep.
not gonna like push her away, if that makes sense. Like if she's still gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking help you deal with it, then he'll just accept it. But
Yeah.
it's clear that he doesn't want it.
Yeah, she's less concerned with that, I think.
Sure.
So yeah, the door swings open and you see Fletch and Arrow walk in.
Gregor will read the room and just kind of awkwardly be like, "Hi, everybody." Okay.
It's just silence. Farron, you were also seeing this as you come down the
Yeah.
stairs.
I think Heron sighs, seeing this, before walking over a little closer. Well, how are you feeling? As bad as you look, or better or worse?
I feel fine.
Fletch just like gives you a look.
I've been worse than this.
That's... Sit down and we'll get some food and water in you or something.
He looks over at Fletch and he's just like, you need sleep.
She nods. She's gonna like set you down in a chair, and then walk over to the bar to order food and stuff.
So, what exactly happened?
Someone came up to me and started asking questions about Fori and what had happened to him, and I didn't feel like answering.
So you got...
I tried to walk away, and they shot me. I mean, I told them that he was dead, and they didn't accept it, so.
All right. And do they believe you now?
I guess so, because I didn't change my story once they'd captured me. I told them where it happened. I didn't want to. But they should leave us alone.
I think Fletch walks back over, and sits down in a chair, and then just sort of like settles her back into it, crosses her arms, tucks her chin in, and closes her eyes.
Your sister's still asleep, by the way. She had quite the night.
Did she get into trouble too?
nothing that she sought out.
Gregor's gonna concentrate on breakfast.
Yeah. there's definitely a look over to Gregor. She's likely sleeping off the alcohol, as well as the chair to the face that she received last night.
He's just shaking his head like, oh, fucking boy.
No splinters. The wounds were not that deep, so it should fully heal over in the next few days. Didn't seem like she had a concussion, but I will take a better look at that when she's not drunk. It's very hard to tell when alcohol and head traumas mix together.
Did anything else happen while I was gone?
Nope.
Can I insight check? Is that a thing in this game?
I mean, you can read a person or a situation. Was it discern realities?
Is that what that does? Study a situation or person? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Sure.
This is so dumb. Why am I doing
And
this?
if you
I
want
just
to
want
ask
to.
Kiana questions off the list based on how
I
many successes you get,
Yeah, I wanna. I'm gonna do it.
sure thing.
A 7.
Boom, you get one question.
Ask me a question.
Okay. I guess. What should I be on the lookout for? What should I be watching for? What should my little peepers be open for?
Farron is making a lot of glances at Gregor,
Oh, good.
and there's a lot of interesting expression going across
Gregor
their
loves
face.
his breakfast right now.
Yeah. Loves it. Great.
There's definitely a lot of complex emotions in
Mhm.
Farron's face, even though they're pretty good at hiding it behind the
Yeah.
the easy
The ferret
going.
mask.
The
Yeah.
Javier flare.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, I think there's just it's on the lookout for very weird looks toward Gregor.
Yep. Just gonna lock that one away, not say shit.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do over breakfast before
I want to get this girl in a fucking bed. Damn, sleeping in a chair is just outrageous. Like, if I need help to do it, I'll get help, but get her in a bed. Get Fletch in a bed. 2019.
Well,
Well,
yeah, I think she probably does actually fall asleep in the chair,
Yeah.
honestly. She's exhausted.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to just like carry her upstairs,
yeah.
probably defy danger. Danger, she's gonna wake up.
That. Yep. I'd love to. I'm gonna do this quickly.
Really?
Yep. Right?
How? In what way?
What do you mean? I just do it fast. Like, it's like I'm barely holding her. I do it for like 2 seconds and it's over. I run.
You're just gonna pick her up and sprint upstairs?
I'm gonna move at an elfly pace.
Is that a yes?
I can't think of another one actually that is better.
Like another stat that would make more sense? I feel like strength
Yeah.
would make sense.
I don't think so. Powering through? I don't think so.
Because you're like,
I feel like con would even make more sense than strength.
because
By
you're enduring.
enduring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense, yeah.
What else I'm moving
It's your
quick?
call. I'm just asking you to describe in the fiction what it is that you're doing.
I'm trying to do it delicately and quickly, so it's like doesn't last very long. As a
Okay.
person who frequently, as a person who frequently
no.
puts a baby to,
No,
you do it fast.
You're fine. It was your phrasing that I was snorting at. You're good. So go ahead and roll.
Okay,
I'm an
do
adult.
it. I'm an adult. Okay.
You drop her on her fucking head. No. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. Oh no.
No, just be nice.
No, that's not my job.
That's mean.
So you can pick her up out of the chair and carry her upstairs, and get to the room that I believe she was sharing with Willow, who was yeah, you see her, she's fucking out. You have seen her this unconscious very few times, and most of them involved blunt force trauma to the head. So,
Great.
But there's an open bed, which presumably is for Fletch. And as you walk over to deposit her, she shifts a little bit in your arms and wraps her arms around her neck. And with that, we're at the top of an hour. I think it's a good place for us to go to our first break. So we're going to step away for about 10 minutes. When we return, we will see what happens next. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to From Dust. Arrow, what do you do?
Nothing, because I'm not going first. Everybody else is going first while I decide what I want to do, because 10 minutes wasn't enough. No, here's what I'm going to do. Classic parent move. You put them down and then you slowly, carefully unwrap their arms from around you. What did you want me to do, Dylan? Just lay on down here?
I'm trying to think if I need to make you roll something.
I will gladly roll again.
Yeah, I think you gotta...
to get out of this.
I think you gotta define some danger, and the danger is that you're not gonna be able to extricate yourself.
Okay, let me look at this shit. What do you mean I'm not gonna be able to get away? I would rather wake her up than not be able to get away.
She's a strong hugger.
No, I would actually not. But hold on. Let me look at this.
It's like a koala.
Yeah, I mean, like, to start, she's just got her arms around her neck, which is pretty easy to get yourself out of. It's a question of, is she going to readjust, or can you, like, Indiana Jones your way out of here?
Is this like a cute arms around his neck, or like dreaming?
Yeah. No, it's not hands around the neck.
Out. Okay, I actually, because Dex is getting out of the way or acting fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and get out of the way.
Makes sense.
This is...
Miss.
8.
Damn. You stumble,
Stop right to
hesitate,
me.
or flinch. Worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. All right, your choice is...
Okay.
You can lay down, or you can wake her up.
I'm going to wake her up. Because here's me, real world me.
Uh-huh.
If I hold on to you in my sleep, I don't want you to just fucking feel like that's an invitation to lay down in my bed with.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So, like, it doesn't matter what you're doing when you're asleep. So he's gonna kind of set her down, and, like, I feel like he's not gonna be careful enough to not wake her up when he's kind of, like, disentangling from her. Like, he's obviously not trying to wake her up too much, but, like, you get to a certain point where you're going to have to kind of cause some disruption in their sleep cycle.
Yeah, so I think as you pull back, she wakes up and she opens her eyes and props herself up on one arm. I was fine where I was.
You'd be more comfortable in a bed.
She sits up on the edge of the bed. I can manage.
Get some sleep. I won't let you sleep longer than Willow.
She looks past you over at Willow. Don't go anywhere without Farron or Gregor.
Why not?
Fine. She stretches and stands up.
I won't. I promise I won't.
She nods and sits back down. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I will be.
She lays down, facing away from you, and says, you should let Farron heal you. You can't afford to be injured right now.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything else.
Yeah. He'll leave. Go back downstairs. After briefly checking on Willow to make sure she's like breathing, you know.
Yeah, she is very
Check on the
loudly.
status of
She's
her
just-
face. Yeah. Okay, good. Great.
Again, you can definitely see bandages on her face.
Yeah, he's like checking just to make sure she's not like too fucked up, but I mean she
yeah,
is,
just
but
like
you know,
sprawled all awkwardly.
for sure.
Blankets are on the floor. All right.
Yep, I'll go back downstairs.
Meanwhile, Farron and Gregor, you are left alone in the bar room once more, and today it's pretty empty. So it's basically just the two of you, and then the Thaldarin is over at the bar.
Oh no, I'm out of breakfast. Gregor doesn't say.
There was only one breakfast. What do you do?
Gregor's like visually, clearly, like not sure what to say.
I think, what's Farron do? Farron probably, does the thing where, you know, if someone's looking down and you kind of just tilt to kind of catch their gaze.
Uh-huh.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, though, I still feel like we're not prepared enough. You know? Like, cool, we got the Raiders.
Well, that's good.
But, like, they're not much more than we are.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And we have our bonds magi friend.
That's true.
Though it will take him some time. Fuck, I can't remember out of character what the fuck our plan was for rendezvousing with going to the
I
place.
believe you were going to pop back and pick him up, and then
You're right, yes. Because
Go to
it would
Ellisarton.
it would be like a several-week journey for him.
Yeah.
Which we don't have time for.
No.
I'm still really serious about White Spire. I guess we'll see how Arrow feels about it, but I really believe that's the only shot we have. Arrow didn't talk about the whole thing with Mab to the gang.
Nope.
Did he?
Didn't talk about
Okay,
Mad.
So yeah,
Why would I
Definitely
ever
not
talk
this.
about her with any of you?
Why would you ever
That's
talk
fair.
about anything with anyone?
Why would I ever talk about anything with any of you?
This is what happens when Annika leaves the party. Yeah, I think
She
this
can't
is around...
make me talk about things when she's not here. Sucker.
for some communication.
I think this is around the time that Arrow comes back down the stairs.
Yeah, he comes over to the two of you. Sits down.
Yeah, Gregor will just come out and say it like, Arrow, I don't think we're prepared for this.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Is White Spire still an option in your mind?
I mean, everything is an option. We have to consider every opportunity that we have, every advantage that we could have, but
Well, if you're
exposing my home to even more people.
if you're being open-minded about it, what about Vori's pals there?
I don't like them.
No, but I don't think you can be picky. They're
I think
certainly
I can be a
capable,
little
apparently.
picky. No. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Farron, how do you react to that?
Farron is sitting back and thinking. There won't be much of a home to hide if we don't find a way to get more allies or something more powerful under our sleeves.
I don't know that it matters if their traditions are compromised. I think most of them would rather die than have the outside world know about them.
I mean, I'd probably have to pay him back in some other way, but if you want to set the terms, I can try to share them with my stepfather.
I think the only thing that we have to lose is secrecy of our home. And if there was another story that we could fabricate, something about the woods, or I don't know, if we could convince them that the army was looking for something other than a city.
That's good. Knowing the mages, though, they're going to want to find that something.
Well, we at least know that there's the catacombs underneath, but that leads into the city. We can assume. But we do have a magic artifact, don't we? And he's like looking right at Farron.
Yeah. I'm already bargaining for that.
Well, maybe we can make a couple of deals, cross deals, that all go after the same thing and let them duke it out in the end. Was there anything in your contract that prevented you from bartering it with other people?
How closely did you read that contract?
Farron would have read it closely.
Okay.
They're careful about that type of shit, because debts are not fun.
Yeah. I feel like you could spout lore on it
Okay.
to see what you know. Because it also would have been incredibly obtuse.
Yeah, of course it was. Spout lore. Nope.
Whoa!
I
That's
mean,
what
Mark
the-
XP?
Aren't you supposed to be good about that?
I'm a +2 in intelligence, so that was
Yeah.
bad roll.
F. Yeah, it's a 2 and a 1.
Aw.
Okay, I'm gonna see if it says anything about on a miss. Specifically in spout lore. Do. It's been so long since we rolled this one.
Yeah.
It's like all defy danger all the time. Does not say anything about a miss. You don't remember. But I think that you find that you don't remember a lot about the contract. Stuff that you were pretty sure you had nailed down.
Can I ask like a meta question?
Always?
If we did something that broke the contract right now, would we know it right now, or would we know it when the rest of the contract was fulfilled? Because it's a magic contract. Like, would it be broken and they would just pop up and be like, surprise, you broke the contract, that's mine now? Or would it be like they have to also fulfill, like, what?
I feel like this would take another spout lore, yeah.
Well, I guess I can't do a spout lore, but
I mean, you can.
I mean, I can, but I feel like he knows the least about it out of everybody in this conversation right now.
So I think
but also,
just don't know.
I know the most about contracts with entities.
Because of your situation with Mab?
Yeah. Could I spout lore just based on that? Based on the way that my contract feels, which is like a very physical kind of manifestation? We'll just see how this goes. It's not going to be good. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh my god! It's scene.
Oh shit!
Tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. You have a feeling that it depends. But knowing what you know about this guy, what's his name? Narum? I think was his name.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know about him and your own experiences dealing with Mab, you get the feeling he's not just some like paltry hedge wizard, and so it's probably a pretty powerful contract. And yeah, you would assume that bad things would happen immediately. I think the closest equivalent that a lot of Fey nerds and D&D folks alike would know is geisha, the Celtic Fey deal-makey things, where like if you deviate from it, it harms you until you get back onto it, and if you break it, it's real bad.
Gotcha. But obviously this doesn't tell me anything about if I think they're in the contract that Farron... Okay. So
Yeah,
here's my other thing.
You didn't read the contract itself, so...
Okay, here we go. Farron, even if you can't barter the item, Gregor or I could. Neither of us signed a contract. If we stole the item from you, it could potentially be ours enough to offer up, and if we could plant it in the forest, it could be enough.
I don't know much about the contract, but I don't feel good endangering Farron like that. That's a lot of gray area.
I think every contract has a lot of gray area. I mean, what would happen if you were killed in the interim between now and whenever he was to claim the item? Or if it was stolen from you, like robbed in the night, what then?
A long contract, but there are a lot of contingencies, clearly.
I mean, worst case scenario, I can offer some kind of future service to the The Bonds Magi. I used
Well,
to work with
worst
them
case
quite
scenario,
a bit.
we kill him.
I'd rather not have.
You would go to that, wouldn't you?
Baron was in the middle of a sentence and like fall silent with it.
Sick burn that Arrow did not feel at all because he agrees with you. Yes, he would go to that.
I feel like that perhaps there is some room to test the boundaries without breaking them, but it's difficult.
But do we think there's enough wiggle room?
I'm not
for
sure.
this?
God, I thought I knew more about the contract. Perhaps I'm just
Maybe.
preoccupied with something. I don't know.
There might have been some magic surrounding it that kept you from remembering it.
Well, that would be one way of ensuring things.
At the very least, not knowing would keep you cautious, which would keep you from testing the boundaries of what the contract might have actually obligated you to do.
Right. If you hadn't told me the stealing idea, that might have worked, but now that I know... then that's... if I let it happen, then that's me giving me permission, which is not exactly stealing anymore.
I think we could figure something out. He says, like, looking over at Gregor, like, oh, we're going to have to talk in private then. Like, Farron can't be privy to any of our ideas then, if that's what that means. But we can figure it out.
Look, even if we can't offer them this, I can worry about the consequences from there. That's a future Gregor problem. I don't know how much I'll see you guys after that, but...
So, in the meantime, we convince them that there's something else hidden in the forest that the army might be after. What would an undead army be after? I mean, it's already ridiculous enough that they're after this city.
I mean... White Spire's a huge place. There's gotta be information on necromancy, history on them, their motivations and the like. This probably isn't completely unheard of.
We don't think that there could be a particular thing that they're after in the city. Rather than just the destruction of the city itself. I mean, they could get bodies anywhere. Why go to Elisurdran?
So it would make a lot more sense if they were heading to Sanctuary or something. From an outside perspective, anyway.
More bodies, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, even more powerful bodies. Or Whitespire. Why wouldn't they head there?
I mean, it's sort of on the way. We could spin it like that.
So what's there?
There's a lot there. Powerful magics, artifacts, powerful people. There's a million reasons to go to Whitespire.
Then why did they pick Elisurdran?
If this were a living army, Elisurdran would be rich in resource. Trees, wood, things like that.
They're burning the trees.
That's true.
The vault. That had, whatever it was protected by those things. the automatons. Something Eldrin. And we know that, or at least have a good idea that the person in charge of such things is, well, was Eldrin in nature at some point. Not necessarily any specific Eldrin ties to either, well, somewhat to Sanctuary, but most of those ruins have been thoroughly explored. And White Spire doesn't have any specific Eldrin connection, if I remember correctly.
I'd probably be thrilled.
If we can find out if there's something in particular there other than just the vault itself, then maybe we can tempt the White Spire people with that rather than the city itself. Keep the city a secret and offer up whatever treasure lies underneath. I don't know. It's still risky, but it's better than nothing.
And, well, I am proof that that has had some form of effect. With the weird teleporty thing that I still haven't had any time to figure out how that even works.
What do we think, friends? Worth the risk? I'm up for it if you are. It's your home, Arrow.
Gregor, I'm going to rely on you. Do you think they can be convinced of something else? Do you think that it's possible to keep the city a secret and still get their help? If you don't, just be honest.
They're curious. They'll look into the ruins. They'll want to look into everything else. So I don't think I can promise that. But I also don't think I can promise that you'll have a home if we don't talk to them. I don't know if secret's an option anymore. I think the army of the undead made that decision for us. I think Ella Surgeon's going to be known to the world one way or another. Hopefully not as a burning wasteland.
I think I need to talk to the other two.
Okay.
Gregor,
Yeah?
you keep looking for more tools. Have you thought about what you can do with the tools you have at your disposal?
I mean, can you take on an army of the undead?
Answering a question with another question is rude.
Sorry. What's your idea, Skullbreaker?
It's not my job to have ideas, it's to help you have ideas. It's time you learned something.
I'm listening.
Apparently not. What do you have at your disposal?
A very lovely talking hammer. A plucky group of adventurers and the few friends we've made. Skullbreaker, I'm not the idea guy either. What are you getting at?
Well, you have a small group of trained killers, colloquially known as assassins. You also happen to have one of them that can transport this group of assassins wherever they please.
Understood.
Oh, for the sake of the gods old and new. Gregor... Farron, help me out here.
Oh, you're speaking to me now.
Gregor, tell Farron to help.
Farron, please help.
All right. I was going to offer my help anyways, but it seems like I have
Thank
been
you.
silenced. Farron is absolutely grinning at this.
Gregor, tell Farron that their bodyguard is too stupid to figure this out on his own.
Oh, God, I'm not doing this.
You can hear Skullbreaker saying that, Farron, by the way.
Okay. Not stupid. Just. Anyways, figuring things out.
Skullbreaker, are you talking about teleporting to their leader? Because do you remember what happened last time?
Yes, but... Did you know anything about your opponent, then?
No, not quite. Now we know a little bit more.
Well, then lucky you, you're in one of the largest cities in the region.
Skullbreaker, are you actually suggesting that one of us pick up a book? Or do research?
Don't test me, elf.
I was simply asking questions to clarify.
Yes, knowing your enemy is important, obviously. This is why I had advisors. This is why Gregor hasn't thrown either of you into a pit yet, despite my recommendations to the contrary. And yet, when asked to rely on them... well...
Can I hear this dumbass conversation,
Yes.
or am I like left out?
No, you
Yeah,
can hear this.
Skullbreaker only has, like, single person or everybody.
Yeah, it's sharing with the party or
Mhm.
talking to someone specific.
Whisper party chat.
Yeah.
I mean, Farron, the library at Elisurdran is pretty extensive. We could also check there.
Didn't we
I will
already
note that
look
Farron...
there?
yeah, Farron already did
We
Farron did a big
was
ol'
Farron
look.
looking
that.
for
Well, that was
the
before. That was before you
Oh,
met.
yeah.
that
him,
was
like,
before the
that's
Death
true.
King. That was
That's
not.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also
And
a little foggy because Adam wasn't at that session.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forget.
I
we've
think
done
Kiana
that.
wasn't at that session either.
Yeah, there
I
was-
did
Gregor
the
was
research
there.
session was when we did our fight.
I did
Yeah.
all of the roles afterwards.
Yeah.
There was the research session where Farron was reading books and Kiana wasn't there, and then there was the Undead Army session where Kiana was there and Adam, you were not.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, if you don't think there's anything else for us to learn there, like, but I don't think that Farron was searching for very specific information at the time. Not God-related information at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
It was more just like armies.
Oh,
Hello?
while you were there. Yes, I did. I'm sitting on information and I'm trying to remember how much I've actually told you. But
Yeah.
Farron, whilst researching, found a memoir of an elf that was in Sanctuary for a long time, who was a rogue, essentially, and talked about finding or looking for a place called the Dark Archive
Yeah, I
here
remember
in
that.
Sanctuary. And had
Oh gosh, I deleted that. Remember?
Yeah, and had a, like, this was the last place that they wrote from, or that they wrote about.
Yeah.
Great.
I
also
think
deleted that.
I think you definitely see like Farron doing the fucking math thing.
Mm-hmm.
The map is zooming around Farron's head left and
Sorry. Dark archives. Libraries, holy people. And, like, looks to the scythe and goes, I need to learn more about that, too. If it belongs to the god of death himself, I feel like that's something more to it. And I think Farron's doing the thing where you start talking to yourself and you're just, you're just going.
Going full on
Just
Midoriya.
watching, kind of impressed. Oh.
Yeah. To remember the Dark Archives is somewhere here in the sanctuary. There's this list of topics, and you're pulling out a piece of paper, and it's like writing down like a list of shit I have to research on. Which includes like Eldrin, like any Eldrin that had been in the area that would have possibly led to fun necromancer that we've been meeting here. Stuff about Eldrin powers. Anything about their vision that they had about a elf that was given Eldrin blood or whatever. Cause that's fun.
You also have you have her name, Ilmogara, so
Right,
you know
thank you.
specifically who she is.
Yeah, oh my god. And also stuff about the scythe. Yeah, that's the four I can come up on top of my head. But
I think you lost your bard.
Should we go to the library, guys?
at this point, friends, like, come down. Likely not just any library. There's this very specific one that's somewhere here. Probably very dangerous, considering that the last entry from that person was, well, not so great. But I'm sure we'll be fine.
It's the best we got. Arrow.
Sure. We need to hurry. If
I'm
we're
fed.
going to make a stop at Whitespire, we need to hurry. Can you do it today? Can we leave tonight?
Well, we can certainly try. Can't do it without trying, can we?
Well, let's make a plan on leaving tonight.
All right, then. Let's make a plan.
All right. So, is your plan to seek out this archive now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for our angels to wake up.
Oh, do you? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a hot
I
minute.
mean, they told me not to go anywhere without
true.
you guys, but they didn't say don't go anywhere without them. But also, I would hate to leave them here and then the inn get attacked. You know, that kind of vibe. You
Would I
ever feel
ever do
that
that
kind of
to
vibe
you?
before?
But Trey's sad boy adventure.
I know. We haven't done anything, just the three of us. Dylan, is anything bad gonna happen when I leave?
No, I'm not gonna just
Okay.
light the inn on fire. I'm not gonna do anything that you don't have an opportunity to stop or mitigate.
Okay, I'm going to write an extensive note that explains what we're going
Okay.
in vague terms because I don't know exactly where we're going. So I'm just going to be like, hey, we are leaving for this amount of time. We are going to be back tonight. If we're not back tonight, something bad has happened to us, or we will send a message otherwise. Also, it's a dark archive, so there's probably some dark stuff there. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry. Please sleep as long as you need. Like that's the general.
That part's written really small.
That's just the gist of the
dark.
letter. It's
Okay.
not written exactly like that, but that's the gist. Don't worry. We're going somewhere. We'll be back. We're leaving tonight. Be prepared to leave tonight. That's like the
Gotcha. All right.
here and there of the letter.
So the information, if I remember correctly, that you got, Farron, from this journal was that there was a tower in one of the districts, which, God, I should really remember the names of these things. Part of the trouble is the district names actually changed in the last, 200 years. So,
Oh, but
I like...
Farron
Hmm?
So, the mechanics
Some
question.
more.
No, hold on.
Mhm.
Mechanic question. So, there's this whole thing with being an elf.
Mm-hmm.
When I enter an important location, my call, I can ask
Mhm.
the GM for one fact from the history of the location.
Mm-hmm.
What does entering a location exactly mean?
It means
Like, does it have to be exactly when I go
no,
into a place? Huh?
no. You can bank it.
Okay. Farron's over 200 years old.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
had been in Sanctuary for a very long time.
Yeah. Um. So
Would they
what's your
know old
question?
district names?
Probably yeah. Um. So where I have them written down? Fucking Dylan needs to keep track of his lore better. Is really what it comes down to. Locations. There we go. Sanctuary, Nora Town, Lorgant Hill, Old Gnome Town. I think it was. I want to say it was Lorgant Hill. No. I got it. I found it. We're good. It was in the Gilded Quarter. So you know the district that it's in. It's
Cool.
the sort of to the northeast of you. And it said it was just a lone, essentially abandoned tower, and that they believed it was underneath this tower somewhere.
Cool.
So that's all you need to go poking around. I think what I would like from you is some kind of check. Is there like a stay out of trouble check?
Defy danger.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a defy danger. This is basically to not you're not arousing suspicion as you just poke around random parts of the city, being like, is this the tower I'm looking for? Is this
I
the
would
tower?
love to aid
Okay,
How would you
because
like to
I'm
do that?
using.
by also looking inconspicuous, by also not raising suspicion, by also walking at a chill, normal pace and like swinging my arms just the right amount. Because if I blend in well enough, I might look like a local that's just giving two tourists a tour.
You're not even from here.
Yeah, but
I
I might
mean,
be. Nobody knows.
Gregor is
Yeah.
from here, by the way.
Yeah, well, and Sanctuary is
That's where he
a
grew up.
pretty multicultural
Yeah.
place, so
So I can help lessen suspicion by being chill.
yeah, I'll allow it.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to use charisma because I'm just a normal person.
Me
Wow,
too.
yeah. Mark
I'm like
XP.
so normal. Nobody even sees me. I blend into the crowd, and you can't even see who I am.
Arrow, you're full of holes, and that makes you stand out.
I am not full of holes. I have
You-
like several natural holes and then like two unnatural
You have
holes.
an additional several acquired
you also
holes.
have very bloody clothing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's makes sense.
Okay,
Sure.
let me.
It's all the rage in Ella Surgeon.
I bought
It's
these
like
Which we
clothes.
going
don't
cheap.
talk about.
I bought these clothes from a street vendor.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking
it's
about.
distressed
They were
clothing.
styled. It's distressed. Me, I'm constantly in distress.
All right, go ahead
Okay.
and roll it.
9.
A 9. Okay, so you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The team will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. Yeah, I think you find the tower that you're looking for pretty easily. There are a lot of towers in Sanctuary. It's sort of what the city is known for. And they're all like old Eldrin structures in most cases. So they've been there since time immemorium, which is why like they don't get knocked down and replaced by more useful buildings. But this one in particular stands in the middle of a large open plaza. However, the door has been barred shut, like welded shut with iron.
Okay.
And with
Breaker,
that,
break it open.
we're at the top of an hour, so I think it's a good time for us to go to our second break of the evening. We'll step away for about 10 minutes, and when we return, we will see if our heroes can find their way into the tower and perhaps below. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to From Dust. Where we left off, y'all were standing outside of a barred door. What do you do?
How populated is the area?
It is kind of, it's like midday at this point. Probably sometime around 1 p.m. I'd guess. So reasonably, it's not a desert. It's not empty. It's not bustling, but it's in that like nice mid period. There are people around, if that answers your question.
Guys, I think I can get us in there, but I might need a distraction.
All right. How much of a distraction?
I can't promise this is going to be quiet.
Ah. All right then. Farron's gonna kind of look around, and is looking for the best place within this area where they could maybe draw some attention.
All right.
Because that's all he does as a fucking bard.
Mm-hmm. I forget, do you have a move for this?
Do I? Let me...
I feel like you should. Bardic lore.
No, I don't have a particular...
Yeah, I think we can defy danger this. Probably.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think there's anything specific.
Oh, there's a there are advanced moves that do perform me things, but mostly I think we can just defy danger this.
Cool. Defy danger with charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm getting any help, so...
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Yeah. Alright, let's try this. 13!
Hey! Alright.
I'm a charismatic boy.
Please describe your performance accordingly.
Yes, so they probably, again, they are an entertainer. They know, key spots to draw attention. And if it also happened to draw attention away from the tower, look at that. I think they will hop up onto whatever, a ledge or something to elevate themselves and clearly stand out. We'll start... I think we'll start off with a popular song in Sanctuary. Because Farron would know that. And what those are. Just to first draw that first attention. And, would do the entertainment thing of, looking specifically at people to kind of draw their attention in, or maybe sometimes hopping down from the ledge to kind of weave around people. Or lean into them, or use my part of the act. And then probably switching to a few of their personal songs. If they see anybody that they even vaguely recognize, they are going to be like, "Hey, friend!"
Right.
Be up
Okay.
in their business.
Yeah, I think you have captivated the crowd at this point, and Gregor, you are free to cause mischief.
Okay. Is it like a barred gate or like a reinforced door?
It's a door.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to knock this sucker down. Okay. At first I was gonna try to like pull it if it was like a gate, but
Mm-hmm.
nope, we're getting violent. Hey, Arrow, you wanna help me tear this door down?
Boy,
Ender.
do I.
Alright, here we go. Don't nat one me. Okay.
Can I
Okay.
help? Can I aid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. A 9 plus
All right,
1,
that
so
brings
it's
it to
a
a 10.
10.
Yeah, so you're good. So you can smash the crap out of this door without making too much noise, or damaging anything valuable. I think you just sort of like shock the door to the point where like the bars that were welded onto it secondarily just pop and the door swings open.
I like
and
to
then
think
you
I
can just
Fonzie it and I just turn around and kick it and it unlocks.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for quiet. I don't really care if it's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have to choose if you got the 7 to 9 result, but since you got 10, you're good.
Cool.
If
Yeah,
remember
and I think
correctly.
Farron had, as soon as they saw, like, okay, they're going behind the tower now, had picked up a popular dance song, so that they would be like footsteps and shit like that to cover up the sound of possible door breaking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is, I think this is the smoothest things have gone for you, like, ever, pretty much. So you can peek back out and let Farron know that you're good.
Just see an arm go.
Farron does not rush the end of their song because what entertainer would they be if they just abruptly cut something short?
Of course.
So they'd finish out their last song, and he would give a little bow to everybody and thank them for partaking in a little bit of music before not going directly to the tower.
I think you'll get some coin from people, probably around
okay.
say 20.
Yay! Yeah, he will thank them for the coin as being given, and will otherwise just kind of will not go straight for the tower because that's a rookie ass mistake. So we'll probably just actually do like a walk around a few of the buildings to circle to the tower.
I think as you're getting there, you hear Skullbreaker saying, "Do we really have to wait for them? They're taking forever."
Yes, Skullbreaker, we're waiting for them.
And as Farron kind of steps around the corner and towards the door, you know, if I went straight here, I'd be attracting all the attention that I brought over here.
And what are they going to do? Tell someone we went into a tower? I'm quaking.
Went into a tower that's clearly barred off, and possibly report us to authorities that we do not want to attract the attention of. Anyways, good work on this.
Yeah, Gregor will just give Farron a pat and be like, "That was great. All right, we ready?"
The inside of the tower is dark and musty. There's a spiral staircase that runs along the outside, heading up to what looks like a second floor. And down here are just sort of the dusty, caved-in and rotting remains of ancient crates and barrels. What do you do?
Guess we'll start looking around.
All right.
See if there's anything in the barrels.
Would someone like to discern realities and then other people can help?
I'll go for the discern this time.
Okay.
Never
Show us.
mind. I appreciate
You're
your
supposed to
help,
wait
friend.
for us to help.
Yeah. Well,
I'll help. Well, if we got
You-
if we each rolled over a 10,
No, you don't get more
Yeah.
than +1.
you don't get more than +1? Oh,
Nope,
yeah,
not in this
+1 or
game.
-2. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I'm sorry.
Well, gang, we're doomed.
Mark
Nothing is
XP.
out there.
Can we also discern realities?
Give me a hot second. Let me narrate the effects of this roll before you start
Sure.
launching into more rolls. So you go digging around in crate and barrel, and are not finding any linens or dishware sets that are really speaking to you. And as you shift a crate to the side and it like crumbles loudly, you think you hear a door open above you. What do you do?
Look up.
I mean, there's the staircase that goes up around the outside, but you don't see anything yet. Are you gonna wait?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Certainly, this is a friend.
I mean, I would love to take a quick little peek around.
Okay, I'm gonna give you -2 because you're rushed, though.
Because I'm rushed?
Yeah.
By what?
Because are you trying to take a look around before somebody walks down the stairs, or?
Oh, the door opened. I thought that was a spooky secret door that had just like popped open.
No.
You woke the neighbors.
Well, here's my question then. Is there a place to hide down here?
I mean, there's a bunch of crap.
There is a bunch of crap. I'm gonna hide then instead.
So I think that's
I'm gonna be quick about it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a defy danger.
Yes, it is. You're
Farron,
right.
what are you doing?
Very right.
Look.
Arrow's gone.
I'm gone, baby.
Farewell.
I'm hidden under some webs. Don't look for me. It's soaking into my wounds. Feels good.
I think Farron's gonna motion to Gregor to hide.
Gregor will attempt.
Y'all better. Can I help them somehow by
No.
throwing stuff over them?
I don't think you can help them without moving out of your hiding place.
How's this? I'll roll it again after I help them hide.
If you would like to, yes, I will let you do that if you really
I will
want
do
to.
that. I will
Farron's-
roll to help each of you by.
Farron's not hiding.
Well, I'm
let
not
the
gonna get
charming
out
one
if
do
fucking
the thing.
Farron is not hiding. I'm gonna stay
Gregor's
hidden. If
learned his
Farron's gonna
lesson
go to
now.
jail.
Gregor's not gonna try to.
Okay, then
The last
Farron,
time
you
was a
help.
guy.
You help Gregor hide, and I'm gonna stay hidden. Then, if I was helping both of you, that's one thing. If I'm helping
Just like Winnie
just
the Pooh
Gregor,
and just like shoving Gregor into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just like looking like probably like sees an area that like works.
just
and
throw a blanket over him. It's a big
Guys,
blanket.
Stealth Gregor is the best Gregor.
No, that's not. Well, it's not terrible. Can't be a 10, so don't even bother helping, Kiana.
I mean, you can roll to
Okay.
help for a chance at XP.
For a
I'm
chance
good.
at XP.
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. You left Skullbreaker leaning up next to the door, and you cannot grab him before going into hiding. So you will be hiding on the
Okay.
opposite side of the room from where he
That's
is.
fair.
Okay.
It's fine. Farron's out with Skullbreaker. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Are you? This is not good. Bad.
Farron doesn't hide.
Yeah.
Farron could hide if Farron wanted to.
You hear footsteps beginning to descend the stone stairs. And as they move into view, you see a pair of slippered feet and the tip of a rapier held sort of leisurely at the side. And a few moments later, a woman moves into view. Tall. She's an elf. Older, probably in human terms. Yes, hot. Of course. Assume that they're hot unless I say otherwise. She's in human terms, she's like a hot 55.
Okay.
With long white hair that is like half put up. And this is a character that I remember, and there's art that I'm trying to remember what it looks like. I think she's wearing she's wearing a sleeveless dress, and she stops when she sees you, her rapier in hand.
Farron will incline his head. My apologies, I didn't realize this tower was actually occupied. Which they literally didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
you thought you'd invite yourself in?
Well, last information that I had on this place, it seemed like it was abandoned. Thought that the bars were put up by the city to, prevent dangers or people unprepared for danger from walking in.
You're not wrong.
Well, I do apologize for coming into your home, I assume.
She
Farron is just a little confused as to what this.
She chuckles a little bit. I suppose you could call it that. What brings you here?
Searching for something that information. I'm a bit of a researcher, and seems that certain information is quite important to my current businesses. My apologies, I should introduce myself if we're continuing a conversation. Farron over here.
Angela Iliathor. She continues walking down the steps.
Yeah, Farron had nothing, it's very open. It doesn't have a head anywhere near the weapons.
Mm-hmm. Are you here alone?
Sorry.
Are you here alone?
No, I do have some friends. This information is pertinent to them as well.
She looks over at the door where Skullbreaker is leaning up against the wall. Well, perhaps I can help you then.
Did the name from that book in Ellister's, was there a name to the writer of that book?
There was. It was not Angela Iliathor.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
Yep.
You wouldn't happen to know a reserve of information that just happens to be connected to this tower, would you?
This tower? No, I'm afraid not. Do you know what this tower
Can I
is?
insight check from over here?
What game do you think you're playing?
I feel like Reader's just gonna give an audible. Damn it!
let me discern reality.
Yeah, you can totally discern realities.
Let me do that. Damn.
Please do.
A
I would really like you
7.
to. Okay, you got one question.
Yeah, my question is, why this bitch be lying? My question
Why
is,
you always lying?
my question is, what here is not what it appears to?
Her shadow.
Is it here or is it not here?
It's here. It is not moving perfectly in sync with her.
Great. I'll just keep that to my little old self because I'm hiding right now perfectly, I might add. Not even a shadow can see me.
Yeah, for sure.
I rolled a 10, Dylan. A 10. Not even a shadow can see me.
Uh-huh.
She's some kind of magic.
So... oh my god, you're hiding.
Lady.
Shut up.
I can...
Where was I? What were we talking about? Oh, right. She was about to ask you, do you know what this tower used to be?
Other than abandoned, not so much.
It was the tower to Lesh, one of the old gods.
Do I know anything about Lesh?
Probably, yeah.
About some goddamn lore. We need to roll more, honestly. We need to call.
Yeah.
Seriously.
When you first encountered it's either spout lore or I'd argue for a bardic lore and say that it's connected to heroes of the Legends past.
This is god stuff. This isn't hero stuff.
Okay.
The current pantheon is hero stuff, but the old gods less so.
I will roll spout lore. 7.
Tell you something interesting. Yeah, I'm still gonna answer your question. Lesh was in the previous pantheon of the Juaki. Lesh was the god of gold and truth.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Then perhaps I did come to the right place.
She's gonna walk over to Skullbreaker and pick him up.
I'd suggest you don't do that. She's quite temperamental.
Hey. She looks down at the head of the hammer, and in your head, Farron, you hear, "Did you have to say something?"
Farron ignored. Skullbreaker.
She looks you up and down. "I trust you didn't break down my door."
No, I was, you might have heard music outside.
I did. It was quite nice.
Thank you. And, if I looked at it, it doesn't seem like it's... could be not repaired.
She puts the hammer back down. What information are you after? I can see if I can help. I've been here quite some time.
Quite a bit, to be quite honest. Enough for a whole list, but I have a name, and I'm looking for more information about the name and the person it belongs to.
And you thought you could find it here?
What better place than any than a rumored site of an archive.
It's a peculiar word.
Very specific, is it not?
She steps a little closer, and I think at this point you notice that her shadow isn't moving in sync with her because it grows larger on the wall.
Oh, fun. Fun.
How do you know about the archive?
Research. Better than a book. Clearly outdated information, but useful enough.
Well, I suppose it is not my place to guard the archive.
But you seem to have some form of attachment, I assume.
She sheathes her rapier. To the tower. This was my temple. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not a deity.
You know, that actually frightens me more. Far too many encounters with them recently.
I was under the impression there weren't a whole lot of them left.
But apparently, with they all around, they decide to meddle.
A troublesome bunch.
God, always.
Anyone in particular?
Not one that I could say a specific name of. Just, a god. There were not any particular god. Not any, just any old god.
I think I'm gonna need you to defy danger
Yep,
here, because you're lying.
I am. Charisma again. 14.
Oh, she buys it. All right. She nods and walks over to the wall. I think she's like right over by you, Arrow, but she doesn't see you. And she places a hand on one of the stones, and there's a like sound of stone sliding on stone. And where you're standing in the center of the room, Farron, all around you, the floor begins to like swirl and then sink and swirl and sink and form a staircase.
Interesting. All right. I think during this whole time, like, they are watching this, but he's also looking at the shadow, which had clearly been fucking.
The shadow stayed in its place when she moved.
Yeah, fun.
And looking at it, you see a pair of red eyes where the face would be.
Cool. I think Farron will just look back over to Angela. Seems like you're not here by yourself.
It's good to have company.
Interesting company you keep.
Oh.
Do I have any idea what this shadow creature is?
Spell lore. If at any point your question is, do I know about this, you can always just spell lore.
14. Tell me shit, Dylan.
Yeah, that's really good. So I'm gonna have to give you. It has to be useful, interesting, and useful. Yeah. It's different from the shadows that you fought in the ruins in episode 1. For one, it appears tied to her. Like it is her shadow in a sense, but it's also clearly intelligent. Whereas the other ones were more like monstrous undead, just feeding. This is a creature with a connection to her.
It's mostly just, am I in danger
Are you in
around.
imminent danger? No, but you would not want to pick a fight alone, I think.
Okay.
It is clearly capable of interacting with things. You're now noticing that the door to the tower is closing. So it's not that the shadow is incorporeal. You feel that this is more of like, this is how it hides itself, less than a limitation that it has.
Okay.
And but no, you looking at this, you don't immediately go like, a demon, or an evil spirit, or something like that. You go, something really fucking creepy.
Okay.
But you know enough to know that sometimes things in Kalimba just are really fucking creepy.
Yeah. I think Farron will kind of incline his head towards the shadow, kind of to acknowledge its presence. And in a, I'm not scared of you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm respecting you kind of way.
Yeah, she smiles. He's been with me a long time.
Long-term companions are hard to come by. For us, at least, aren't they?
They are. Well, good luck.
Thanks to support that. Pointing at it. Oh, I'm going by myself. Okay. Don't say it out loud. Just has like the kind of piece together. For a second.
Did you have anyone to bring with?
Farron did admit that he had friends. Yes.
Yeah, at this
Yeah.
point, I think Gregor gave up.
Yeah.
Gregor just gets up.
Like, hi, everybody. Hammer's mine. I'm just gonna come take that. Thank you.
Finally, now we can kill them.
No, we will not do that.
I would not
He's
advise
very
it.
nice.
And Farron wanted to answer. My apologies. We weren't sure if we were facing a danger or not.
Of course. You are not the first thieves to enter this tower.
Well, I
That's good.
hope to not steal anything.
Oh, please do. Just don't get caught.
Farron will take that in good humor. What?
Yeah, I mean, you get the impression that she's sincere about that.
Yeah.
She's
Just
not
like,
trying to
okay.
like. She's not doing the. She's not trying to be threatening.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll look at the stairs and kind of look towards Arrow's hiding place to be like, I don't know if he's coming or not.
No, absolutely not. No, never, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'll have tea
So I
ready
think
if you come back alive.
Right.
Well,
And I think Farron will just like look towards the hiding place, like not specifically at Arrow, but kind of in the general vicinity of like how things.
I disappeared into the night. Nobody knows where.
Farron has an idea where you are.
There are only so many places you can hide in this tower.
And I'm doing a great job. I rolled
Yeah.
a 10.
Yeah, so Farron's just like, okay, if she's not coming, she's not coming. We'll start to head down the stairs.
All right. Angela will go up the stairs back to where she came from. Gregor, what are you doing?
Not letting Farron go anywhere alone. Well, this is exciting already.
Well, could have been worse.
Don't jinx us.
All right, the two of you start heading down the stairs. Arrow, what do you do?
I'm gonna follow that lady.
Oh my god, buddy.
Okay. So let's stick with Arrow for a bit. You hear your friend's footsteps descend down the stairs, and you hear the door above you open again and close. And then you are left with quiet.
To be fair, probably wouldn't have waited till they were like totally gone or she was totally gone, would have like started following pretty quickly after.
Okay.
If there is like a loop, I want to follow her
Okay.
to wherever she's going.
Are you trying to follow like out of sight, or?
Yeah. I mean, out of sound at the very least, but also I'm very wary of that shadow. So
Mhm.
like out of sight of that too. So I mean it might have been the full beat, but the problem is he does have tracking, obviously, like he can track people in the city as we've seen. But tracking a person that he's not familiar with, he doesn't know their telltale signs. Like tracking his friends is one thing, tracking a total stranger is another thing.
Right.
So he's concerned about not even getting a whiff of like where she's going. So he's gonna like tail pretty quickly after her, I think.
Go ahead and follow. I think this is going to be another defy danger. Moving quickly, I would assume.
Unless you want me to hunt and track.
No, because I'm not worried about you being able to follow her up the stairs. I'm more worried about you being able to do so without being detected.
Cool, okay. 7.
Cool. All right.
Why am I doing so bad?
You
so
follow,
good at that.
unnoticed up the stairs. And you get to the door not too long after she closed it. What do you do?
I'm gonna go in the direction that I thought she went in.
Okay, so you open the door and move inward. The door opens onto a room, and then there's another set of stairs around the edge of this. You get the feeling that that's sort of the layout of this tower. Is there's like stairs, a floor, stairs, a floor.
Yeah.
And she is over at a table or a desk, maybe. And on it, there's a slab of black stone, and she's put a kettle on it. And she's mixing some herbs together. What do you do?
Just gonna watch. I mean, observe. Like, I'm not just like casual watching. Like, trying to figure out what she's doing.
Do you want to discern
Most
realities?
likely. Sure. Another 7. Hot 7s.
Okay. You get a question?
Oh my god, I'm really torn. Okay. I'm gonna go with who's really in control here.
She is.
Great.
And I think at this point she says, "Are you going to linger at the door, or did you want to come in?"
Not saying anything. Not gonna respond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not going to engage with her at all.
She turns to face you and like crosses her arms. And it's weird. It's an arm cross you've seen from your mother, from Mien, many times. And she says, "It's rude to stare."
Hi. I'm mad because I accidentally double clicked and I actually rolled a 14 the first time. They're discern realities.
Rip.
Rip.
Go
Fine.
ahead and ask. You can have 2 more
No.
questions.
It's okay.
I mean, her seeing you is not the consequence of your discern
Well,
realities.
yeah.
It's the
No, I
consequence
know.
of your defy danger. So you can ask 2 more questions.
Sure.
You are correct.
I didn't even see it.
Me neither. Neither did chat.
What here is useful or valuable?
Many magical baubles. Like that slate of stone that is currently boiling water is not the only magical thing in this room. There are a bunch of little trinkets and
To me
gadgets.
specifically, though?
To you specifically? I mean, to you specifically?
Yeah, I mean, it says useful to me.
I don't know. I mean, what do you want?
I mean, what's
actually,
something that Arrow would want?
I'm going to turn this back on you. You get to answer the question. What here is interesting or useful or valuable to you?
Hi, anything that can give me a +2 bow? Because I have a +1 bow right now, so I'd love a
you're just gonna
+2.
ditch Vori's bow.
No.
Easily.
I want something that can enhance the bow that I already
okay.
have up to a 2. I mean, that's fucking useful to me.
I don't know that Arrow knows enough about magic specifically to be able to pick out what, but I'm going to stick with the magical baubles thing and say that there's almost certainly something here that would be useful in that regard. And certainly valuable.
Right.
Like you're looking at like hundreds of thousands of gold.
Yeah.
In this room.
Great. Love gold. No, I don't. What? He doesn't care about gold at all. Okay. What should I be on the lookout for? Let me double wheel bows. I swear to God.
No, I'm never letting you dual wheel bows.
No, it's fine. I don't.
What
want
should you
to
be on
anyway.
the lookout for?
Yes, I do, but I won't.
Nothing. You're fine.
Not even like a helpful little trinket?
I mean, that's what here is useful or valuable to me, and you asked that,
Yeah.
and I answered it. So
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
You just turn around and leave?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I mean, if there's nothing, like if she seems totally normal, fine, and she's basically just calling me out. She's basically like, "Oh, are you gonna come all the way in?" I'm gonna be like, "No, I'm not gonna come all the way in. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. Actually, I'm gonna go further up."
Okay. Sure. You start heading to the stairs, saying nothing.
Yeah, why would I? I don't know her.
And she says, "Is there something you need in my bedroom?"
Is it just your bedroom?
Yes.
And above that?
Nothing.
The tower seemed taller than 3 stories.
Well, that's your problem of estimation, not mine.
Then I'll head up to the roof, thank you. He's gonna go anyway.
She just sort of like rolls her eyes and mutters "amateur" under her breath, and then goes back to the tea.
Oh, I'm definitely sniffing through her stuff, though.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Quietly.
So you go up to her room, and the next floor is in fact just a room. There are not stairs that continue upward from here. It's a peaked tower, not a flat tower.
Oh, gotcha.
So there's a bed with some sort of threadbare blankets and pillows. There's a dresser, obviously. There's a pile of pillows next to a bookshelf. And I think that's it.
I think the only thing that he'd be interested in would be the books.
Okay. Yeah. They're very old. You do not recognize the names of any of the books. A lot of them are in like pretty fragile condition. Mm-hmm. And like the paper is very dry and crumbly. But they're well maintained.
Yeah.
And the bookshelves aren't, or the shelf isn't dusty at all.
Do any of them seem like relevant based on title alone? So I don't have to like fully dig in, especially if they're like fragile looking.
There is a actually, yes. There's a contraband book. There is a book of the old religion of the Holy Book of the Jewaki, which is not a thing that you can find really anymore. Most of those got burned during the Reformation.
Okay. I'll just take a peek through that.
Okay.
I'll probably take it out to the roof. I don't care if it's a pitched roof. I can climb on it because I'm used to climbing tree. Right?
I so badly want to make you roll for that, but it's
You can
like,
make me roll and make me fall off a roof. That's fine.
it's like
I mean,
it's so useless though.
I mean, if
I'm not gonna
if
do
you
that.
want the failure consequence to be me falling off the roof, then that's fine. But I would feel like he could easily. He was
Yeah.
literally running across roofs the night before
Yeah,
attacking
I
people
think
and
it would be
killing people.
reasonable for me to ask for a roll, but I don't think it would be interesting, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, if you want him to die right now, then sure.
No. I mean, well, no. Yeah, you can climb up onto the roof with this book and start reading. And I think we'll cut away over to Farron and Gregor briefly before our break. The two of you are heading down the stairs, and these stairs go on a very, very long way. It becomes pretty apparent after about 5 minutes that Arrow isn't coming after you. Are y'all cool with that?
Yeah, I think that's a lost cause.
There's a certain point that I think Farron and Gregor are just like, I eat by himself again. Well, shit.
All right. So then the two of you continue down the stairs, and some 10 minutes later, still stairs. 20 minutes after that,
Oh gosh.
still stairs. What do you do to pass the time?
Other than the awkward silence for a while.
Gregor will say, like, have I mentioned how uncomfortable all this God stuff makes me?
Yes, you've mentioned it a few times now.
Gosh. I like her better than the other guy, at least.
She's not quite a god. If she's to be believed.
Can I discern realities? I guess just see what the hell's going on here. It's just the length of the staircase is kind of like strange to me.
Okay, yeah.
Like, are we actually going somewhere, or are we in like some weird endless loop?
Right. Groundhog Day stairs.
I forgot which roll I'm making.
Discern realities.
Thank you.
10! You get 3 questions. You get +1 forward when acting on the answers.
What here is not what it appears to be?
I
don't like that. Oh gosh.
Farron has been really chill since last night. Outwardly. But, I don't know. I think maybe Gregor thinks that he could be reading into things. But Farron, what does Gregor pick up on that is different about how Farron is treating him now?
Not the direction I was imagining, but okay.
I mean, I'm supposed to give you something, and nothing. Everything appears normal is boring, so conveniently, there was a bard right here.
A lot more secreted glances over to Gregor, probably. Like a lot more, I'm looking at you, but I'm pretending that I'm not looking at you. And I think it's notable because he's suddenly shit at it.
Yeah, you guys keep making awkward eye contact.
And that's something that Farron doesn't do, is fuck up on that. Yeah, and I think that the expressions are very complicated. Like, there's actually, like, something there to their expressions when they look over to Gregor, but it's unsure as what those are.
Hmm.
Oh,
I,
I
I
think
think
there's a, like, underlying sense of, like, confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I think that,
uncertainty, or just, like, trying to figure things out.
I think the next time they're not looking directly at each other, and Gregor knows like Farron's not looking at him, Gregor's just gonna kind of like have a little shit-eating grin and just be like, give himself a little like nod and just keep
Nice.
going.
Okay. Do you want to ask your other two questions, or do you want to bank them for now?
I'll ask one, and that's I guess what should I be on the lookout here for?
I think
More
we're gonna
stairs?
skip ahead. Yeah, more stairs. There are a lot of stairs.
Okay.
You are climbing stairs for, if I remember correctly, about 2 hours.
Oh God.
That is a lot of stairs. But at least you're going down them.
Yeah.
It's the return trip that's a real bitch. But as you reach the bottom of the stairs, you enter another circular chamber, much like the one that you left at the top. And there's an open doorway in one side of the wall, and stepping to it, you see a strangely luminescent landscape reaching far, far out from you.
Whoa.
A crumbling, ruined Eldrin cityscape. And because you asked me what you should be on the lookout for, Gregor, you see a dark shape on sort of off to one side near the edge of this cavern. You see a dark shape unfurl a pair of wings and lift off from the ground. And with that, we're at the top of the hour. We're going to go to our final break of the
Fuck.
night. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to From Dust. Let's go to let's stick with Dose Sad Boys for now. As you look out across this sort of eerie teal green glowing city, and Gregor, you see this shape lift off and up into the darkness.
Not like coming at us or anything.
No.
Just away. Whew.
You wanted to know what to be on the lookout for.
Farron, stay close to me. And like Gregor's gonna take a super duper defensive position.
Alright. I'm guessing they're not good.
I don't know, but I don't want to find out. Jeez, where do we start?
I'm not even sure.
This is insane.
I was not expecting a full city.
Gosh. I missed the vault.
Yeah, it's about 3/4 the size of Sanctuary.
Oh
Jesus
gosh.
Christ.
Ugh. Couldn't have just been a treasure at the bottom of a tower. Okay. Was there any hints in that book?
Yeah, it's just the Dark Archives.
Ugh. Well,
Wish we should.
let's press on then. Keep an eye open.
Just try stay around the tower first.
All right. I wonder if this is close enough to be undertaking a perilous journey.
Oh my god.
Feels like it.
I feel like it might be. Undertake a perilous journey. When you travel through hostile territory, yeah, that's what you're doing right now. So, Yes. Um, well, there are only two of you, unfortunately. So you're going to have to pick one roll to automatically fail. But actually, no. I don't think we need to worry about a quartermaster because you're not going to be down here for multiple days.
Mm-hmm. Don't plan on it.
Like, I guess if you got incredibly lost, but, like, the tower is enough of a landmark, like, it literally reaches up to the cave ceiling, so... Yeah, we'll just knock the quartermaster off. So the two roles here are the trailblazer and the scout. So the trailblazer, sort of like is the navigator, I think, and the scout sort of checks ahead for danger. Both of them, you'll be rolling plus whiz either way, but
Gotcha.
the trailblazer, if they're successful, reduces the amount of time it takes, and the scout will spot trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it.
Maybe I should be the scout.
Yeah, and I
I'm
should
the
be.
defender in the situation.
Yeah. Chill. Blazer.
All right.
Cool.
Roll
Please. Yeah.
Don't fail me now.
A 9. All right.
Nope.
Ooh,
4.
and a miss.
I'm not a wise boy. I'm
All
smart.
right. So
But not wise.
you get a little lost. You unfortunately get a little lost. And Gregor, you got a 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So performs their job as expected. The normal number of rations are consumed. The journey takes about as long as expected. No one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either.
Okay.
So you're walking through these streets, I think, and you're walking through the streets for what seems like forever, winding back and forth. And a lot of the difficulty here is that this is the first time you've seen Eldrin ruins, right? Like these hidden away places, but they've always been in good repair. The ruins here are actually ruined and derelict. There are buildings that have fallen over, rubble strewn about, and it makes the navigation tough. But eventually, you see a familiar figure who seems very confused to see you, and Craig, from where he's looking down his crossbow, just sort of lowers the crossbow. What are you doing here?
Hi, Craig. What are you doing here?
It's my job. It's what I do.
Farron.
Lucky? The Guardian?
Yes. Just wasn't expecting you to be guarding down here. Not like we were avoiding you or anything, though.
How did you get down here?
Information that led us to a tower with stairs that go down here. I doubt anyone else knows, other than the person who lives in the tower.
Did you tell Angela we'd met?
Not by name.
Well, that was your first mistake. He slings the crossbow. I assume you got a little lost?
Just a little.
It's
Searching
okay.
for
I
a
can
specific thing in here.
help you get your way back out. let's go.
We can't exactly leave without something. I know. Danger is not supposed to be here. You're the guardian, etc.
And what is it you're down here for?
Information from the Dark Archives.
Ah. see, and I think at this point you notice a couple skeletons, like humanoid skeletons, strewn about the area.
Okay, cool.
No one's supposed to go in the Dark Archive.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for you to waste all your time, but,
You can't do us a solid while we're down here?
Listen, we're already doing a favor for you by keeping an eye out on why people are poking around.
I mean, do you have anything?
No, but am I supposed to just do this?
I mean, generally when a god asks you to do something, yeah.
Yeah, but Farron has no fucking...
No, that's Craig saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Normally. But I believe our circumstances are a little different.
Look, it's out of my hands, really. Asylum, we all talked about it, and we decided it was best if no one went down there again.
Again.
Well, yeah.
So out of your hands, as in the hands of the others?
I mean, we all just sort of agreed I'd feel bad going against it without asking them. You understand, right? Like, that's kind of a dick move.
I get it, Craig, but we got a lot of lives on the line. Like, desperate times, man. We don't have a lot of time.
Do you remember that whole predicament that we were in?
Yeah?
Yes, so, we're trying to research more about the person who's at the center of it. Knowing thy enemy and all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And considering how close the danger is to a lot of other places. I know there's a town right outside the forest there. I know that White Spire is not so far away, and why an undead army would have no qualms about or need any resources to stop before they arrive somewhere here.
I mean, the bonds magic could suck my testicles, but yeah.
You know what, Craig? So far, our plan is if we find nothing, I'm going to the bonds magi and I'm going to ask them to get involved. And they're going to poke around everywhere. Everywhere.
Alright,
But they're all we've got.
We're a little up against the wall.
I think, Gregor, if you wanted to roll parlay.
Can I help?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
you may.
Cool.
So roll
Can
plus
I roll
bonds.
it with strength? That's a thing I have. I'm not trying to intimidate.
I don't... Unless you're trying to intimidate...
No, he's a god.
Okay, I mean, you're getting help.
Yeah.
Bond is... I've got 2 with Gregor.
Give me that too. Mid of that too.
Yeah, Gregor's always been there for me. 9.
Alright, yeah. So an 11. Ask you for something, and do it if you make them a promise first. Okay, here's the deal. You tell me what you're looking for, and I'll just sort of, I'll walk you around to the places you need to go. And, you can look up what you need to look up, and then that's it. Deal?
That sounds great.
Farron takes out the list that he literally wrote in the inn.
Alright. God, I am so glad I didn't have to kill you. I like you too.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad that we're all on the same page here.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, and he grabs the list and starts looking at it. You're the most reasonable visitors I've had down here, and he just sort of gestures toward the skeletons. Okay, well, I can tell you right now, Remy's scythe isn't in there. But,
That's good to know.
I mean, what did you need to know?
What it can do.
Oh, I mean, I don't know exactly how he did it. He was
The
a little
general
touchy
effects
about
of
it.
things.
But, well, right now, it's... What did I tell you about it before? It was like a sort of greenish metal?
Yeah, it's a greenish metal.
With acid, right?
Yeah. 1 second.
And Farron obviously knows it has an affinity with death and necromancy stuff, so.
Right. 1 second. That one. Yeah. Okay. Well, it shapeshifted a bit. And, well, I mean, it's not always a scythe. Sometimes it's a sword. And, depending on what you're... He, mostly used this one, the acid steel, on, people. But the greatsword, I think that was, I think it was meteoric iron. So that's mostly what he used when we were clearing the city.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Farron is putting that away into his.
But I mean, you want to cut through something. This is the one you want to go with.
Right. Alright. And nothing to do with undead.
Specifically?
Yeah.
No, this usually worked for him.
Alright. Good to know.
All right, let's get to the rest of the stuff on your list then. Let's see. Eldrin. There's... So, like... And I think he's walking and talking at this point and leading you back toward... There's a large sort of monolithic gateway that leads down into the earth even further. Kind of the whole archive is about the Eldrin. It's their archive. So if you wanted to be a little more specific, that could be good. This Ilmagara person, that I feel like I saw that name like 50 years ago. Let me see.
No, 50 years ago, right? It's mostly Ilmagara. And I recently picked up some interesting abilities recently from contact with Eldrin
Oh, no
knowledge and tech. A no stone, yes.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, congratulations.
Sure we can say that.
Is it not useful?
It'd be more useful if I knew more about it.
Ah.
And,
Yeah, we never really knew exactly why that happened, but we always got useful stuff, so. Ilmagara. Yeah. Let's see. Mogara. Here you go. And as you come down into this place, it is just vast darkness. It's... Or what you assume is a vast darkness based on the echo. You can't actually see anything. It's as you approach a set of these stone shelves, lights in the floor turn on, and so only the shelves that you're next to are ever illuminated. But you walk for a good couple of minutes before getting to this spot, and it's like, all right, here's your shelf.
Okay.
Yep, Farron's just gonna kind of start going through.
Gregor will do the same.
All right. And you realize pretty quickly that when he says, here's your shelf, he means the entire shelf.
Oh, fun.
So meanwhile, upstairs,
Upstairs. 2 hours later.
Hours
like,
later.
at least an hour has passed, Arrow, while you're reading the good book. How long do you try and read the entire thing?
I'm just gonna sit here till they come back.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
until I see them leave the tower, because I'm on the roof.
Yeah.
I figure just wait.
It's gonna take you a solid couple of hours to read through this book. And
I feel like he would do a skim,
okay.
put it down, wait, because he can wait a long time without doing anything, because that's what he did in Elisurdran, was just sit in a tree and wait for something to happen. So, and then get bored maybe a little bit, pick it up, skim it again. I don't think he's ever actually going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
You know, but like
it's pretty
couple solid skims. Yeah.
It's a very like poetry based book.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love
it's at least entertaining.
Sure.
But the content of it is along the lines of there are descriptions of all of the gods and what they do, how they relate to humanity and the other mortal cultures, and then there's a whole lot of stuff about like just believe that the gods have your best interests in mind, and
Yada yada yada.
wait, you will join them one day, etc., etc. I would say that the religion of the Chuaki is characterized by an encouragement toward patience, right? There's definitely a the gods move in mysterious ways kind of thing, but less of like a be reassured and more of just like be patient and wait, and you will come to that understanding eventually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think he'd eventually get bored to the point where he'd climb back inside, put the book away, and then go back out onto the roof
I think
and
as
just
you're
chill.
climbing in, like you go in through the window, there's a cup of tea on the windowsill that has grown cold.
I'm just gonna put the book away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's cold tea, I'll just probably leave it there.
Okay.
And then go back outside. Literally just trying to keep an eye out, because I mean, he's like semi breaking his promise to not go anywhere without them, but he's technically in the same building as them. So
As far as he knows.
as far as he's assuming that wherever they go, they're gonna be part of the building. Like, they're not gonna just disappear into the wall. So who knows? It's happened before. Yeah, so he's just gonna sit and chill on the roof until they
Okay.
walk outside, assuming that, like, I mean, he hasn't seen them come out yet, so they're obviously still down there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Back down in the archive then. Gregor, you're having some trouble in that you don't read whatever weird-ass runes this shit is written in.
That's fair.
Farron, you're having a different trouble wherein you do read the weird-ass runes that this shit is written in the same way that you did with the vault door back beneath Elisurdran. How do you feel about that?
Still incredibly weird. Farron doesn't like things happening that they don't know the reasons for.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why they're like, I want to know more about why I have these powers. What the fuck is that vision? He has he had trouble dealing with things just happening.
So a lot of these books are Ilmagara's like personal journals, and research journals specifically. her title amongst the Eldrin was the creator, and she was the Eldrin most responsible for the creation of a lot of the tools that the Eldrin use, but specifically the mortal beings of this world, the humans, elves, dwarves, orcs, etc. And so there are a lot of books on the weird arcane process by which she created all of you.
That's super uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like reading your car manual if you're a car.
Yeah.
It's real weird. And like a lot of it, some of it you can recognize as like, oh, this is magical theory, right? You know, talking about like the weave and you know, moving these elements together and entwining them to create new stuff. But then also some of it seems like weirdly similar to medical science with like, and then, you know, this is how the pulmonary system works. And like, this is what a kidney is. I have included this function within the bodies of these creatures similar to our own that is used to like filter toxins out.
Yeah.
And it's this weird clinical and intentional examination of yourself. But after a time, they end, and they stop being autobiographical and become biographical. And you find a book talking about her impact after her death. And the book is vague on the circumstances of her death. It talks about the incursion and that she died in the incursion, and that she was the first of, or not the first, but she was one of the first of many Eldrin to fall before the incursion was ultimately thwarted. But partway through the book, I think her name starts being cursed, and it, not in like a magical sense, but like in a social sense, as the creators of these mortal creatures, and it becomes clear that is around the time that the chorus turned on the Eldrin, and with the help of the mortal races, finished the Eldrin off. And so she died before that happened in some other thing, but your impression, I think, that you get is that she was very dedicated to her work.
Yeah, the fact that she's alive again is yeah, no.
Ooh, and actually, I think in her research journals, go ahead and roll Discern Realities, and we can start using some questions to figure out what you find here.
I'm not good at this.
What? I don't believe you.
Can I help?
Okay, that's an 8.
Not knowing the
It's cool. It's an 8.
It's the same either way. And also, probably not.
Okay. Emotional sport.
You get one question.
You can do it, Farron.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
Her early work, before she started creating the mortal creatures, or the mortal sentient beings of Kulimba. She started by experimenting with a thing that she called the wellspring, which she describes as this eternal flame that burns bright with life and brings forth living creatures. You can recognize this as the fire of life, and that thing that you saw her bottle in the memory that you had earlier on. And she experimented a lot with this before she settled on creating you. There are a lot of questions of, like, could this be used to feed our people? Could this be used to create new and wondrous fauna and flora for decorating our cities, and all sorts of stuff before she lands on people. But on a whim, I think you check back, or you go to put the journal back, and you notice a small, like, pocket-sized book, and it's a travel journal that talks about going to a strangely verdant forest and finding there, beneath the roots of a tree, this fire.
Oh.
Oh?
There might be some reasons as to why she's a forest. All right. Have you ever heard of Flame of Life or any of that?
I think y'all talked about it with Vori, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it, didn't we?
Yeah. It might be found, or at least she believes to be found, under the roots of a tree in an oddly green forest.
Oh gosh. So wait, does that mean that she lost this?
Or she may be trying to find a new source of it, or drawing from it already. I would not be surprised if that's why Ella Searcher was made.
Oh. Oh.
Why else would she be attacking a city out of nowhere?
Yeah. Oh, she is really dedicated to her work.
More than you can believe, and like
Yeah.
gestures to like all the books of like dedicated to her work.
So what is she planning on doing with it then?
I'm not sure. It could be to finish what she started.
Well, I mean, I think you, like, both suddenly realize that, like,
That Craig is
Craig
here.
is still there.
Oh, no, Craig.
I mean,
What's up, God?
she made us with it, so I imagine if she got her hands on it again, probably wouldn't be very good.
Oh,
That's what I would imagine as well.
classic revenge.
But also, I mean, if it's... Look, I'm not a scientist, alright? I'm gonna put that out there right now.
Your god.
Yeah,
And if I remember correctly from my tales, not a researcher.
yeah, let me just say that being a god is a lot less exciting than people make it out to be.
Ooh.
But if it's a source of life and she's dead, that could be useful.
Certainly. She's already had a bit of unlife in her. Might as well go the full way. Oh,
not.
and what will do if the creator was suddenly back in their lives?
Well, I mean, the Eldrin are, like, scary, I guess, but they're not invincible. Trust me.
No, I'm well aware of that. I'm just more concerned about what she'll do after she becomes alive again. And with such power at her fingertips.
Yeah, well, let's hope you don't have to find out.
Hopefully.
If we found this thing before her,
Mm-hmm.
could we stop her with it? We're not Eldrin. I don't even know if we could fathom this thing.
Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. You're getting a little beyond my pay grade here.
Your pay grade?
We're talking like primordial forces of the world, which, I mean, obviously they like to tamper with. I don't know that we were really made for that, so if you happen to have an Eldrin on hand, that might help. But I don't know.
Know any
Yeah.
friendly Eldrin?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I used to, but he's dead now. It's complicated.
Well, I mean, so's she. It's not that complicated.
Remy sort of made a deal when he became the Death King that all of the Eldrin would leave Kalimba, their spirits, that is, and help him out with the whole Kingdom of Death thing. So, yeah, as far as I know, they're all over there, or occasionally pop over to, like, help people get there, that sort of thing. So, but I mean, you gotta play the game with the hand you're dealt, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's certainly one way of putting it.
I
If you
feel
don't
like
like
we
your
learned
hand,
a lot and nothing.
Are there any
Yep.
rules about taking any of these materials up into...
oh yeah, that's super forbidden.
All right. And now knows why Angelo is like, I like trying to steal shit. It's just going to take some time to copy down some stuff.
Cool. Yeah. I don't really know about that. I mean, kind of the whole idea is that this stuff stays here. I mean, what you've got in your noggin, that's fine, but
I'm a little hesitant to rely on my brain.
yeah. I mean, that sucks for you. It really does.
Farron is still making notes. Like he's not copying word for word shit, but he's like putting down what he thinks is useful.
Go ahead and roll a Defy Danger.
That's great. Defy Danger with charisma again.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Okay. Yeah, he reads over your shoulder and is like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he's not being like, here's some specifics.
Right.
It's just like, this is the shit I need to know about this particular situation.
No, is that how you rate that now? Common is weird.
Language change.
Yeah, we had a lot more E's back in my day. Kind of a
Yes,
hassle,
I
really.
know. I've had to read them before.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So you could kind of like raise it about, I'm an elf.
Yeah.
Like I've had to learn new language shit
Mm-hmm.
in my own lifetime. Like,
Yep.
dude.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, I'll see you back out of here.
Yeah, I think probably looks around the archive once more. It's like,
I can't think of anything else. Unless you got anything.
I think we got the most important information.
Great. Awesome. Glad I could help. Yeah, this way, I think.
Not reassuring.
Yeah, it's fine. probably will get you out of here eventually.
Hey, Craig, what kind of stuff's down here? Pretty sure I saw something earlier.
Books? Mostly?
No, like flying things.
Oh, you mean the dragon? Yeah,
Oh, is that all?
yeah. No, she's nice enough.
Oh, okay.
Usually,
Do you think she'd be willing to help us with an undead army?
I mean, I try not to get in her way. We haven't talked. I haven't seen her eat anyone.
Say no
So,
more.
I mean, it's worth a try.
Is it?
Sure, why not? Oh yeah, here's the exit. And you're pretty sure it took you twice as long to get to the bookshelf as it did to leave. But yeah, he'll lead you back up into the city.
Cool.
Thanks, Craig.
Any other stops before we take you to the tower? Or you good?
Any recommendations?
No, this
We don't
place
get to come
sucks,
down here.
honestly.
Oh, okay.
Is this where you have to spend most of your time?
Yeah, right there.
So we know where to find you.
Please don't. Well, maybe. I mean, as long as you don't want to get back into the archive, I think we're fine.
Okay.
Good to know.
It's just sort of like, maybe a one-time thing. Like,
We do appreciate it.
I think as you're beginning to walk back to the street that you first came down, you notice a fresher corpse, probably like a couple months, wearing bondsmaid robes.
Of course they'd come down here.
And he will lead you to the tower unless you object.
No.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Me, Kiana, would not like to cross any gods today. Thank you.
All right, well, have a good walk. It's kind of a long way,
Yeah.
but if you can't teleport, it's kind of your... Oh, wait, you can, can't you?
I can.
Oh,
And I think at that point, I kind of put a hand on Gregor and just like, we'll be seeing you, I assume.
we'll see.
Uh,
Yeah, and Fran will teleport them.
Okay, up
Back.
to the top.
Yeah.
All right. You pop up into the base of the tower, and through the crack around the door, you can see that it very clearly is nighttime. What do you do?
Farron has a moment of being like, yes, I can teleport into the ruins.
I really like that you can teleport.
I'm quite glad that I was able to as well.
Uh-huh.
Farron's gonna lean over into the hiding spot that Arrow was in.
There's a conspicuously arrow-shaped emptiness.
Right, of course he wouldn't stay here. I should at least maybe say something to Angela before we head out.
It's cool. I kind of want to see what's up there.
Yeah, so Farron will head up the stairs. Obviously
gonna
making
quit.
like not trying to be stealthy or anything, like
Right.
obviously making steps to be like, I am announcing my presence.
Okay, yeah, you can walk up, and there's a door there. Do you knock?
Yes. I'm a polite elf. Thank you.
Yeah. You'll hear Angela say, "Oh, come in."
Well, open the door.
Yeah, come on in. You see the same room. There's like there are a couple chairs. There's a table. Baubles, bits, and bobs everywhere. She snaps her fingers, and the kettle begins to like heat back up.
Oh, there's no need to do that. Just
Oh,
want to say
I think it's kind of nice, actually.
okay.
just wanted to thank you for letting us through.
As I said, it's not my job to guard the
No.
archive.
Uh-huh.
Craig said it was the first mistake was not mentioning
Mm-hmm.
him by name, correct? And we did meet Craig down there, so yes.
Oh, you know him by Craig. Wow. How familiar. I guess that
It's
explains
how
why
we
you're not dead.
first met him.
Ah. Well.
Bit of a hard name to get out of your head when a god is named Craig.
He introduced himself to me as Lucky when we first met, but he also was breaking into my tower, so...
Well,
Tea? Your friend is on the roof.
oh,
Oh, then yes, I will take some tea, thank you.
Yeah, she walks over and begins pouring some tea.
Lovely.
She, like, hands each of you a cup. I'm a little too old to be advising adventurers these days. But, you're getting wrapped up in things. If you're going down there and walking back out, if that's the space that you're in, there will be a point where you can step back out afterward. That will not be a decision that you get to make again and again. It will be a decision you get to make once. Not everyone makes it to the other side of that decision. You have to think carefully about what you want. I'll go tell your friend that you're here. She heads up the stairs. Arrow, you hear footsteps below you.
Yeah.
And then a little while later, Angela leans out the window and says, your friends have returned.
He just looks over and nods at her.
She scrunches her face a little bit and takes the cold cup of tea and pours it out over the edge. Goes back inside.
Yep, he'll head in after a minute.
I think in those few moments that Fran and Gregor are by themselves, Fran will just go, how did we get in so deep?
I guess we made the right friends.
That's surely
Or the
one way of
wrong
putting
ones.
it.
It's kind of exciting, though. I mean, who gets to see this stuff? It's outside of my pay grade, but
You know, I'm sure there's several stories to be told out of this. It's all over.
I still don't know exactly what we're gonna do with this flame if we find it before she does.
Well, a decision to make when we get to it.
I think I feel better about that than going to the Bonds match I know, though.
Your enemy, a little more.
Well, Skullbreaker, are you happy?
Well, it seems that you have your plan. Though the bard did come up with it for you.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're good for. I just keep them alive.
Alright, well, I guess if we can't use your brain, we'll use theirs instead. That's workable.
That's great, actually.
Does
Like
Farron hear this, or is this just a Gregor?
I think it's just Gregor.
Okay.
He's complimenting you.
Oh, a nice
I
change of
didn't-
pace.
I did nothing of the sort. Don't get full of yourself. And I think at that point, Angela walks in, and then shortly after, Arrow.
Good to see you alive.
Me?
Yes, you, Mr.
No, I mean, it's
Iwalk.
good to see you alive.
Huh.
It's been all day.
We know.
Yes. But we made a timeline. And Farron will wave the piece of paper. Or rather, pieces of paper.
Then we should get back.
Should we get there quickly?
Yes.
Before you go, Lucky helped you?
In the sense of not killing us when he would for most.
And he let you into the archive. Yes.
Yes.
Then, whatever it is you're doing must be important. You. Quiet one. She beckons. Yes, you.
Yeah, Farron looks at Arrow just being like,
Okay. He'll go.
Here.
He'll take a step forward.
Give
One
me your arrows.
step. For what?
Do you want help or not?
I don't know what kind of help you're offering.
You should learn to trust your elders.
Should I?
Debatable, but in this case.
He's so suspicious. He does not trust her. Like,
Yeah? Do
just
you want to roll about it?
yeah. I just want to know what she's gonna do. Like, he just wants to know. He's not gonna just hand them over. Rory made these for me. I'm not gonna just hand them over to just anybody. What do you want me to roll?
It sounds like discern
Discern?
realities.
Okay. A 7.
You get one question.
What's about to happen?
Well, your equipment is unique. But if you're going to go up against anything magical, I feel like your arrows could use a little boost. I'm going to transmute them a little bit.
These were handmade for me by someone we lost.
I can respect that. I promise I will change nothing substantive. Just materials.
Yeah, I think he'll hand them over.
And she would have changed the entire arrows, but given that you were all like, "Oh, so amazing," she only changes the tips of the arrows. But she says some words, and this is like magic. This isn't like godly magic or anything fancy like that. She casts or says some words and crushes a powder over the tips of your arrows, and they turn to a sort of silvery blue metal. She hands them back. That material is not worked with very often these days, but it is known as arcanium. It can pierce magic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gregor's gonna stand up like a kid on Christmas and just be like, "Can you upgrade Skullbreaker?"
Don't you dare! Keep your hands off of me, harlot! She raises
Not
her
really magic,
eyebrows.
just talks.
Yeah. And then it's like I said, he had a temperament.
I have a feeling that he wouldn't appreciate that very much.
Skullbreaker, you could be better at breaking skulls.
I am... Would you really put me in the hands of some unknown to change me at my core?
Totally.
I thought we were better friends than that, Gregor.
We are. We take risks together, Skullbreaker.
He doesn't say anything.
Oh, buddy.
Fine. How about the shield bow? I don't think that has any objections.
I mean, I could change it into a harder steel, I suppose, but if I turn it into arcanium, it will attract magic.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
Alright, Skullbreaker, I'll respect your autonomy. Talking hammer.
All right. And I think as you bid your farewells and head back toward the inn and your remaining companions, I think this is where we will call our episode. So, whew. All right. Let's go around and do some shout outs, some chateaux. Chateaux Magoats. I don't know what's gotten into me. We've been streaming for 4 hours. That's a long time for me these days. Let's go around and say who we are, what we're up to, where people can find us. Starting with Adam.
Hi guys, I'm Adam. I'm a voice actor, and I'm on the Twitters, and you can follow me at AdamRoVO on Twitter. And that's about the most I'm up to right now. I got a couple other things, my podcast. I do YouTube as well. You can go check those out in the links as well.
Awesome. And Kiana.
Oh, this was a lot of fun. Good to be back. But yeah, I'm Kiana. Y'all find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure I'm doing most of the internet. Doing sorts of role-playing things. Streaming and writing and Sound to the Void. Check out Ad Astra Jam if you haven't already and are into making games about fields and space. And also, earlier today, I did an episode of Teenagers from Outer Space, which is actually usually a once-a-month thing, but we're doing it twice this month. So the next episode will be on the 30th in the morning, 10 to noon Eastern, and we'll be giving away some copies of the game. To 3 digital copies and 1 physical signed by the cast copy. So definitely check that out if you like pulpy 80s shenanigans with teenage aliens who go on awkward first dates and smooch and also sometimes save the world, maybe.
Alrighty. And last but certainly not least, Summer.
Yay! You can find me on Twitter at Justice, where I tweet and retweet everything that I've got going on. I'm back to streams this week, which so hyped to be back on my regular routine.
Yes.
Tomorrow we'll be back here for Ryutama Travel. It's gonna be super, super good. Tuesday, On Off the Table will be Alas for the Awful Sea. Oh, Monday I'll be on Tales from the Crypt playing Realms Remembered, which is D&D 5e. Wednesday, I'm just hopping all over the place. On Wednesday, we will have our series finale of Burning Wheel, which we've been playing for like 2 years now. So that might be big ouchies. So check that out. I think it's going to be the series finale if I had to guess, but we might have one more episode. And then Thursday is Monster Hearts, and Friday is Kiana's Universe from Adventures in the Wild Blue, which she ran over on Off the Table. And then we will be we're playing Pirates, Dark Side of the Blue. It's just all bad. And we're having a secret guest.
Ooh.
Having a guest come in. It's going to be
Can you
so
tell us
fun.
all who your secret guest is?
Nope.
Damn it. Trying to get the scoop here.
It's a full-on secret. Okay. It's going to be great.
All right.
That's it.
Cool. Good. I don't want to give you any more airtime. Anyway, whatever. I'm Dylan, aka Anarsis, on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and itch.io. You can find me all of those places. The specific things that I want to shout out are the End Jam, which is running for about 2 more weeks, I want to say. Yeah, 15 days. It ends midnight here on, depending on which day you consider midnight to be a part of. If you are technically correct, then it ends midnight December 2nd. If you are emotionally correct, it ends midnight December 1st, because it's not midnight of the next day. Like, it is, but it isn't. You get me? You have all of the first, is what I'm saying, Pacific time, to get your games in. You can find that here. Also, go to my Twitter. If you were watching this in the future on YouTube, I'm so sorry, but also chances are this is going to be true for you anyway. But the month of November, through the 29th, I am running a giveaway for my asset packs on itch.io. So if you would like to get your grubby little paws on a map or set of portrait token borders served to you via itch.io, go to my Twitter. And it is the top tweet right now. I just retweeted it because I'm being real responsible about giveaway announcements this time around. And all you have to do to enter is make sure that you're following me on Twitter and like the tweet. And that's it. You don't gotta retweet, but if you want to, you can get it in front of more people. I will be drawing 8 winners on the 29th because I always draw 1 winner for every 100 followers I have on Twitter. And right now I believe we have 5 entries. So if you like it, if you're one of the next 3 people to like it and nobody else likes it after that, then you have a 100% chance of winning. But also, if you want to get your friends in on that and spread the love, it's worth it. I do these giveaways every month as long as my Patreon sits at a certain threshold. So even if you don't get it this month, you will have an opportunity in following months. And yeah, as Summer mentioned, you can see me and also Summer back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific for Ryoko Seo, our travel game, our Ryutama game. On Tuesday, I'll be over on Off the Table for Storms and Stars, which is our Alas for the Awful Sea campaign. That is also at 6 p.m. Pacific. Monday, I'm also hopping around. Monday, I will be here at noon Pacific. God, I'm going to regret this. If I can get the grinding in tomorrow, I will be here at noon Pacific. I will definitely be here for Minecraft, but if I can get the grinding in tomorrow, I will be trying to do the end dragon fight on Monday, which I have never done before.
Ambition.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. And then Wednesday we've got more Valhalla. Nothing on Saturday. And then more travel that Sunday. This show will be back in 2 weeks. I'm calling it now. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the 30th. And I know Kiana's going to be at PAX. And so will not be available the 7th. But our show doesn't overlap with that fucking weekend. So we will be here on the 30th for episode 23. The Culling. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, but most importantly, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.